McCook Bison fullback Stuart Frazier has had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and head coach Jeff Gross says his offense is unselfish and disciplined, making them fun to watch. The Ralston Rams have relied on running back Jade McCauley with 1,300 yards this year. Head coach Tyler Zahn says the big bodies up front in the passing game have complemented the run. The Class B state championship is next.
Oh, nice move.
Aurora fans, a lot to cheer about.
Showing that tremendous speed going down that far sideline. Arnold.
Really looks good for him today. Kind of a high loper.
NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. Tonight, in the Class B title game, it's the McCook Bison and the Ralston Rams. Hi again, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler, and welcome to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. A clear favorite and a clear underdog tonight. McCook wearing the favorite hat. They have steamrolled their entire schedule. 12-0 coming in and putting up some unbelievable numbers all the way. Ralston this season, they've been the underdog all year, and their players love to be the underdog. In fact, they've embraced that role. Their head coach, Tyler Zahn, says, we're coming in, we are the underdog, and we like being the underdog. We feel we play better as the underdog. Should be a great matchup tonight in Class B. Adrian Fiala is with me, and Adrian, would you agree? A clear favorite and a clear underdog in this matchup tonight?
Well, you would think so, Kevin. When you look at the numbers, number one, McCook into the playoffs here, doing a great job as far as the playoffs go. Their defense is incredible, giving up 129 yards a game on the season, just 17 points on the year for their defense. Their number one defense, that's all they've given up is 17. That averages to just a little over 1 point a game for their defense. That's absolutely incredible. That's why they've done so well. But you know what? Ralston's coming in. Their passing game has gelled very well here in the last 6 ball games. Tyler's on, you mentioned that. He really is confident. He's looking to put up a very good, solid offensive game against this tough defense. And you know what? Sometimes that underdog, they're loose, they're ready, and maybe they surprise you. Let's see if that happens tonight.
Well, they like that role as the underdog, no question about it. Third member of our broadcast crew is Larry Putney. He's got more on the underdogs.
Well, yeah, they're certainly the underdogs, Kevin, but they've been the underdogs through the entire playoffs. But getting here was no fluke. In order to get here, they had to knock off 3 of the best teams in the state. Number 1, Gretna, they knocked off. They knocked off number 2, Gross, and number 4, Waverly, just to get to Memorial Stadium. So certainly you can call them an underdog tonight, which they love, but don't call the Rams getting here a fluke.
All right, we won't do it. Not a fluke. The Ralston Rams and the McCook Bison getting set to go. It's fun to watch throughout these state championships. They have run a modified version of the tunnel walk for these two teams in the introductions. Everyone in the state, in the entire place, just gets so jacked when they hear the first strains of that tunnel walk. It's fun to see these kids who have dreamed of playing on this field their entire lives hear that first strain of the tunnel walk music. It is just like a dream come true for them.
Kevin, they've heard it, they've seen it, they've experienced it on the stands, but now they're on the field, and it takes on a very special meaning when you're on the field. Coming on out of the tunnel and that music is played, it just raises the hair right up the backside of your neck. So, again, a great experience to be here, just to play here, but to hear that is doubly great.
Well, let's go to our public address announcer, Dave Shalene, for tonight's player introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nebraska School Activities Association State Football Championship Finals at Memorial Stadium. The Nebraska School Activities Association seeks to promote good sportsmanship among the students, athletes, coaches, and spectators involved in today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity and other intimidating comments or actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated under grounds for removal from this facility. Thank you for your cooperation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players competing in the Class B State Football Championship Finals. First, for the visiting team, the Bison of McCook High School. Number 3, Ben Klug. Number 4, Adam Coxwar. Number 5, Trey Dutop. Number 7, Aaron Pervua. Number 8, Alan Shears. Number 11, Dustin Petty. Number 15, Jeff Porthos. Number 21, Trent Lyons. Number 25, Matt Huff. Number 30, Spencer Walter. Number 34, Kyle Bador. Number 45, Stuart Frazier. Number 54, Nate Bites. Number 55, Luke Olson. Number 60, Tim Dixon. Number 65, Trevor Board. Number 68, Richard Smock. Number 74, Ryan Farrell. Number 77, Taylon Darling. Number 80, Josh Knott. Number 85, Tyler Donahue. And number 88, Rocky Esterick. The head coach for the Bison, Jeff Groats. And the rest of your McCook Bison.
That is the McCook Bison, 12-0 on the year. The numbers they have put up are nothing short of remarkable on this season. The #1 offense, not in Class B, but in all of 11-man football. The #1 defense, not in Class B, but in all of 11-man football. And earlier today, we talked with the head coach of the McCook Bison, Jeff Gross, about the strengths of his team.
Well, the strength of our team is our defense, and a lot of people talk about offensively. A year ago, with 9 of these kids starting, we gave up 57 points. This year, with 9 of those coming back, adding a few to the mix in, we've given up 51. We only give up 127 yards a game. Out of that 51 points, 17 of them were scored against our varsity defense. The rest of them were all JV points late in the ball game. And, so we've got a great defense. That's our strength. It'll be tested a little bit tonight because we lost the 2 kids with broken legs last week, so we've got some replacements in there. But I really feel like that's the strength. And then taking care of the ball offensively has been another big strength for us all year.
Back to our public address announcer, Dave Shalene. He's going to introduce to you the Ralston Rams.
Now for the home team, the Rams of Ralston High School. Number 2, Jade McCauley. Number 3, Jack Critchfield. Number 8, Ryan Shoup. Number 10, Jacob Chandler. Number 17, Kyle Bowman. Number 20, Ryan Forrest. Number 21, John Klinker. Number 30, James Cronican. Number 37, Joe Wynn. Number 44, Jeremy Sevick. Number 48, Danny Walker. Number 51, Eric Moses. Number 55, Andrew Garza. Number 61, Mike Supich. Number 65, John Riggs. Number 70, Mike Huff. Number 75, Tim Roberts. Number 76, Zach Manono. Number 82, Brett Quine. Number 83, Josh Fisher. Number 87, Keith Robertson. And number 90, Andrew Grondek. The head coach for Ralston, Tyler Zahn. And the rest of your Ralston Rams.
The Rams at 9-3, looking for their first ever state championship. Tyler Zahn, the head coach of the Ralston Rams, and earlier today we spoke with the coach about the strengths of this Rams squad.
We've been very good up front, especially the last half of the season here. Our linemen have really gelled together and taken some pride in moving some bodies around, and they've really carried us through the playoffs here. We've controlled the line of scrimmage, and those linemen, Mike Huff and Zach Minono, have Andrew Garza, Mike Supich, John Riggs, those guys are really doing a nice job for us.
Tyler Zahn, that's the head coach of the Ralston Rams in his 6th year, and very excited about this bunch that he has this year. They have continued to overcome adversity, and they are here in the state championship game. Got in as the wild card, the last seed in Class B, and here they are. Larry Putney was down in the locker rooms. He's got more.
Well, Tyler Zahn, the head coach of the Ralston Rams, just ran through some basic stuff at the beginning. Then he asked his players to take a knee and said, guys, I wrote some thoughts down on paper that I want you to consider when you play this game tonight. His first words were, first, congratulations to each and every one of you, state champions. And he went on to explain that this team that he's about to play tonight at McCook hasn't dealt with adversity. They haven't had a fourth quarter game. They don't know what it's like to have their season on the line. Ralston says they know what it's about, and they're going to win tonight.
Well, there we go.
Got to have the good attitude. If you're going to play in the big game, you got to have the good attitude. And I think Tyler's on it. His charges do. And here's the referee right there. That's Kurt McCallum from Grand Island.
You have the right to call the toss. Number 30, you're going to be calling the toss. What's your call going to be? Heads is the call. And tails it is. Ralston, you have won the toss. They're going to defer. Ralston has won the toss, and they will defer until the second half.
So the McCook Bison will receive the football first as Ralston defers after winning the flip. McCook 12-0 on the year. Ralston 9-3. The Class B state championship is next from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
This week on Statewide, teenage runaways live life on the streets of Omaha. Researchers try to find out why and what can be done to get them back on track.
Their home life, usually isn't the best, and so they're coming here to escape. It looks safer. It's safer than maybe at home.
Plus, a look at Nebraska's oil business. Watch Statewide Wednesday at 7 Central Time on NETV.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV.
The 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to NETV, have them log on to net.unl.edu, click sports, and follow the prompts. The State High School Football. These webcasts are free and brought to you commercial-free as a service of NETV, Nebraska's home for sports.
Kevin, you talked earlier about McCook's ability on offense and defense and the numbers they put up. Let's get specific about that. Rushing, they've averaged 369 yards rushing on the year. Pass for 95. That adds up to 464 yards, which is the best, as you said, in 11-man football in the state. On the defensive side, 79 rushing, 50 passing, and 129 for total offense. Those are great numbers.
Here's how they got there. Ralston knocking off Waverly, and then Omaha Gross in a thriller. And Aurora, well, they were no challenge in the semifinals for McCook as the undefeated team. McCook rolled all the way here. McCook and Ralston, different parts of the state. They meet here for one purpose, to win the Class B state championship. And Ralston will kick off to the Bison of McCook. And for Ralston, it'll be Brett Quine. Back deep for McCook, Ben Klug. Great speed on the McCook special teams. They like to get fast guys out there. Ralston has some great speed as well, so we should see some guys flying around on these kickoffs and on kick teams.
And Kevin, we should let fans know that Jeff Holtis and Spencer Walter, two very important parts of the McCook football team, out with broken ankles, and they will not play here today. So how that will affect the team, we shall see.
To be their first game without those two guys, so we'll see both very important parts, as Adrian mentioned.
On both sides of the ball, too, both offense and defense for both of those players.
So here we go. The Class B championship is underway. Klug receives the kickoff at the 3. Klug dropped at the 17-yard line. Great coverage downfield by the Ralston Rams. And let's look at the offense for the McCook Bison. Gray Dutoit, the quarterback. Stuart Frazier and Ben Klug in the backfield. Adam Kochwar, Rocky Esterreich, and Aaron Purvis round out the backs and receivers. Offensive line, Ryan Farrell, Luke Olson, Nate Reichs, Richard Smoth, Trevor Borg for the Bison of McCook. They're 12-0. Great offensive numbers, and Dutoit starts it all. 1,144 yards passing, 888 yards, and 17 touchdowns on the ground. And on the first play, he goes right up the middle to Frazier, the fullback, and the fullback rumbles to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 7 yards. Defensively for the Ralston Rams, Eric Moses, Mike Huff, Andrew Garza, Zach Manano, and Josh Fisher on the defensive line. Jade McCauley, Jack Critchfield, Jacob Chandler, Ryan Forrest, Danny Walker, and Kyle Bowman, the backs and linebackers for the Ralston Rams. Second down 2, 25-yard line. McCook coming right at you, lining them up in the I formation, and again right up the middle they go with the fullback Frazier. Look at the power of Stuart Frazier. Rushed for 1,240 yards in the year. He has 11 to start here tonight, and a first down now for McCook. 31 degrees, clear skies, a north wind at 6 miles an hour, 60% humidity tonight. Frazier did not get the first down on that carry. I thought he was well
had
past.
to, you bet. He is a load to deal with, 5'10", at 235 pounds, and very quick.
Third down and a yard to go from the 26-yard line. Right up the gut again to Frazier, and this time I think I'm confident in saying that Frazier has the first down, and he does. It'll be a first down and 10 for McCook.
McCook needs to get the tough yards. They're going to take a look and go over the right side over there with number 55, Luke Olson, senior, 5'10", 235. And then the right tackle, Ryan Farrell, at 6'4" and 290 pounds. That's where you want to hide yourself, behind big old Ryan over there, and pick up a yard or two.
That's where I want to go if I'm trying to find yardage.
Straight too far from him.
First down and 10 from the 28. Dutoit on the option. Toss out to Klug. Klug with a hole. Klug down the sidelines. A lot of running room for Klug. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Matt Ajuoga knocks him out. And Ajuoga was the last man between Klug and a touchdown.
Run the option play. They were blitzing the backer on the left side. Took a potential tackler out of there. Great block there. You saw number 45 is Frazier, the fullback. And then here comes the hit.
That's Jade McCauley.
Jade McCauley knocked him out of bounds and saved the TD. But just like that, that option play goes. And again, a great block by Frazier to spring it.
32-yard line. First down and 10 to go for McCook. Again, up the middle with the fullback Frazier. Half a yard, and that's all. Ralston's defense tough this time against the fullback Frazier.
Well, as we said earlier on, this team is rushing for an average per game of 300, almost 370, 369, and totaling up 464 and scoring 42 points a game. They have really controlled every ball game they've been in, scoring 42 and giving up just 4.
Second down and 10 from the 32 of Ralston. Gray Dutoit. Dutoit will throw for the first time tonight. Swings it out, too tall, intended out there for Ben Klug, and he could not hit him at the 20-yard line. Third down and 10 now for McCook.
Ralston running a 5-man front. This time they expect pass. The backers dropping, lining up actually a little bit deeper. 2 people coming in on the coverage over there. That was Jacob Chandler and Kyle Bowman on the coverage coming over. So even if they complete that pass, it's probably going nowhere in terms of advance from there, but it'll be third down now.
From the 32, third down and 10. 2 wide receivers on the short side, the right side of the field for Dutoit, the quarterback. On 3rd and 10, he'll run the option that direction. The toss to Klug. Blocker out in front. Klug has the first down. Tripped up at the 21-yard line. Another first down for the Bison of McCook as they convert on 3rd and long.
Option play to the right this time. You saw number 51 coming in, Eric Moses. They optioned off of him and got by him on the option play, made the pitch, and moved the sticks.
Klug showing good speed to the outside on his 2 long runs of the night. 21-yard line of Ralston, 1st down and 10. Dutoit on the option. He'll keep it. Dutoit, a lot of running room. He's tripped up at the 3-yard line. Hurdling his man. I thought he was going to keep his balance, but Dutoit slips down at the 3. 1st and goal, McCook.
Jack Critchfield on the tackle. You see the blocking again. And it's just wide open out there. He ran right by. That was number 10, Chandler. And then Critchfield on the tackle. But again, that left side of the line. Trevor Borg and Richard Smock clearing the way over there as they get down near the goal line.
From the 3, 1st and goal. Dutoit on the keep. He will not get in. Pushing him back. It's Andrew Garza. Also in there, Danny Walker from the Mike linebacker spot for Ralston.
Had a little bit of a lane there, but it closed up very quickly as he thought maybe I can get through there. But Dutoit had the option there to pitch the football, but he's a smart kid. We talked to his coach earlier on. Very smart kid running the offense and decided to, again, very intelligent, keep the football down there that close. You don't want to take a chance on giving it up.
2nd and goal from the 3. Dutoit will option again. Now he pitches it out, trying to find that corner and shoved out of bounds. Ralston doing a good job of getting out on Trent Lyons.
Good run.
3rd and goal.
Excuse me, Kevin. Good run support here by Jade McCauley and also Jacob Chandler. Watch them as they come here. Number 2 and number 10. It's Chandler right there that finally gets him out of bounds, but also McCauley coming up to help out there. They were blitzing one of the backers on the right-hand side here. Tried to cause a problem in the backfield, but they picked up the blitz very well that time.
3rd down and goal from the 3. Dutoit, the give right up the middle to Klug, lunging ahead, and he's in for the touchdown. 3rd and goal, and give it to number 3, Ben Klug, and he scores for the 11th time this year.
Went over the big side over there we talked about earlier. You see a great block by Luke Olson there to run his man out. Kyle Bowman from Ralston, from Ralston trying to knock him down. He got a piece of him, but not enough. It's 6.
8:43 remaining in the 1st quarter, and on the board, the McCook Bison on their first drive. 83 yards. The extra point try from Lyons is good. And McCook, as they've done all year, getting out in front of their opposition. The Bison lead it 7-0 in a very impressive first drive.
Pretty machine-like, Kevin, using all parts of the field. There you see 11 plays, covering at 83 yards. Kevin just discussed in a little over 3 minutes. And Klug showing some excellent speed to the outside, both directions here, both to the right and to the left.
Well, if you'd like a copy of the high school football game you're seeing right now, log on to net.unl.edu and click on the sports link, or you can call 1-800-228-4630 and get a tape of this game, of any of the games of our 2002 high school football coverage, or even of last year's 2001 high school football tournament. Check out on the internet or by telephone and get yourself a tape today. NETV is Nebraska's home for sports. Day number 3, game number 6 of this 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championship. And now we'll get a chance to see for the first time tonight the Ralston offense. Impressive in their own right, especially down the stretch this year. Knocking off Waverly, knocking off Gross, knocking off Gretna in the playoffs, putting up 54 in the final regular season game against Platteview.
Those teams, the number 1, number 2, and number 4 seeds, as Larry told you in the open, again, as we said, they're the wild card, but they're in the system, they played the system, and they're here. They deserve to be here, no question.
Kickoff coming. McCook will boom it away. And Lyons drives this one back to the 3-yard line. Right up the middle of the field goes Critchfield, and Critchfield out to the 24-yard line, just straight up the gut. And Critchfield sets up the Rams at the 24, first down and 10. Good look at Jacob Chandler. He's the quarterback of this Ram offense. Jeff Gross telling us earlier that this is the fastest quarterback they've seen all season long, and that's one of the big concerns he has with this Ralston offense is the speed of Jacob Chandler.
Exactly, Kevin, and he's very impressed with their backfield, their big offensive line. A little concerned about that, and also that tight end play. Ralston's got some quality football players, no question about that either.
First down and 10, and there's the speed of Chandler on the rollout, looking to run. Chandler getting to the corner, and he's drugged down from behind. Nate Wright brings him down at the 26.5-yard line. Well, earlier today, we talked with the head coach Tyler Zahn about his quarterback, Jacob Chandler.
Jacob's a great quarterback for us. He's a great leader on the field, good general, very intelligent kid, catches on to things very quickly. Can hurt you with his legs and his arm and his head, which helps when you got somebody in that position that can do that.
Now that speed, you had evidence there on that first run. 2nd and 8 from the 26-yard line. Chandler on the delay. Flags are down. Tried to go with a draw to Jade McCauley. Instead, this play is stopped before it starts. A flag thrown on the near sideline. And we'll see what the hubbub is about. Kurt McCallum, tonight's referee. And it'll send Ralston back 5 yards. The Rams have never won a state championship. They've never been in the state title game. And let's look at the offense of the Ralston Rams. Jacob Chandler, Danny Walker, Jade McCauley, Mark Van Ornum, Keith Robertson, and John Klinker as the backs and receivers. Mike Huff, Zach Manano, Andrew Garza, Mike Supich, and John Riggs on the offensive line for the Ralston Rams. 2nd and 13, 21-yard line. Out of the gun now. Chandler. Pressure coming from the outside. He fires it out, finds a man. It's McCauley trying to sneak away, and he cannot do it. The pressure was too intense. Trevor Borg brings him down at the 22-yard line. Defensively for the McCook Bison, Rocky Esterreich, Ryan Farrell, Trevor Borg, and Nate Wrights on the defensive line. McCook's backs and linebackers, Adam Kochwar, Ben Klug, Trent Lyons, Kyle Bedore, Alan Shears, Stuart Frazier, and Tyler Donahue. Bedore and Shears, the two new guys in that defensive lineup after the broken legs a week ago, knocked out two of the Bison best defensive players. 3rd and 12 from the 22. Chandler in the gun again. Rolling right, swings it out, and it's tipped away and incomplete. On the coverage, Adam Kochwar, and he just knocks it away from the intended receiver, Jack Critchfield.
Out of the gun right here, and you see Chandler setting up. That's just perfect timing right there. Kochwar coming across. He's a senior. He's had 5 pass interceptions on the year, and you see right there why. He's got a nose for the football, playing that cornerback there. Just reading the quarterback's eyes and timing it right.
Klinker will punt it away for Ralston. At the 45, they run the little reverse. It's Ben Klug. Klug going to the outside. One man to beat. It's the punter. And Klug is going to go all the way home for the touchdown.
What a great result, Kevin, on a play that maybe had a chance to be stopped back there. See here, a Ralston player just about makes the tackle on the reception there, on the punt reception. But they have enough time to get the ball to Klug, and he had only one man to beat, the kicker, and you see him reaching out there. No chance at all to make the tackle, and Klug just showed tremendous speed. This guy's got to be in about the 4 or 5 category, it looks like, but Klug has been the story here thus far. 3 carries for 54 yards, and now a touchdown on that punt return.
Not too often that you see a quarterback on the punt return team. Dutoit was the guy that received the punt, handed it right behind to Klug. And a whistle and a delay of game against the McCook Bison. The problem, and look, they couldn't find the kicking tee on the sideline. It was underneath some of the bags stacked up on the table. I watched them frantically on the sideline scurrying around. They couldn't find the tee to line up for the extra point. Will not make that man very happy. Jeff Gross, the head coach of McCook.
Well, they better get used to that. They're going to move on to college. They won't have to worry about a kicking tee. There is no tee used in college.
Makes it a little tougher kick, and the extra point is no good. Trent Lyons misses the extra point, and McCook's lead stays at 13-0 with 6:35 remaining in this first quarter. The 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships on NETV Sports are made possible in part by the financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You too can help support your statewide network and become a member of NPTV by calling toll-free 800-634-6788. You can also join NPTV over the internet. Log on to our network website at net.unl.edu, click membership, and follow the prompts. If you're enjoying our high school football championship coverage, please join NPTV today.
Kevin, now up to Ralston to really get themselves back in the football game. They're down by 13 points here early in this first quarter, but they need to come back, make a statement, show McCook that they are indeed for real, and play some offense in addition to playing some defense too. But they need to get it done right now, because otherwise, the way this thing's rolling right now, sometimes these things get out of hand.
Kickoff. Coming up on it is Critchfield at the 8-yard line. Critchfield trying to get to the middle. Oh, look at the burst in there. He got away, but McCook just so fast on coverage down at the 14-yard line. McCook has so many guys flying through. That was Drew Wilson, I believe, that snuck through first. And after that, just more speed piling in on Critchfield. And Ralston will come back to work here, trailing by 13. Back downstairs, here's Larry Putney with more.
You guys, Ralston didn't control their own destiny coming into the playoffs. They needed a little bit of help. Late in the season, they needed Alliance to beat Scotts Bluff. So after they won their game, they all gathered at their defensive coordinator's classroom at Ralston, Coach Doves. They all sat there and got very quiet as Coach picked up the phone and said, "It's a final." He hung up the phone. He was quiet for a second, looked at his class, and he said, "Alliance beat Scotts Bluff 16-14. The place erupted. They made the playoffs.
And the rest, as they say, is history. They made the playoffs. That was the first step. And they bought into that idea of it being a brand new season for Ralston. The record was erased. They got into it, and they ran the table to get to the state championship game.
Absolutely, Kevin. Just to keep a positive focus, you get into the playoffs. Everything's brand new. Everybody's starting from square one, so give it a go, and that's what they did. And again, as we said earlier, their passing game really gelled the last 3 games of the year, and then on into the playoffs. Trying to run the ball here in the early going. Not much success thus far.
2nd down and 5. Clinker in motion. Movement up on the line of scrimmage, and that will stop this play. Like on the right side of that Ralston line, somebody might have flinched, but we'll take a look at it and see. See what Kurt McCallum comes up with here as he huddles with his crew. It's an all Grand Island crew here this evening. 13-0 McCook with the lead here first quarter. And it looks like it's going to go against the Ralston Rams. All start against Ralston. So a 5-yard penalty.
That's a lot of talk, Steve.
Yeah. Usually those are pretty cut and dry.
Yeah,
either you moved or you didn't.
Hey, just go do it and get her done. But Ralston, again, apparently not set. Some sort of procedure penalty. It cost them 5 yards.
So march it back to the 19-yard line. Give me the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 10 to go from the 14. Out of the I formation. Chandler trying to find some running room. And he gets it back to the 19-yard line where they were moments before the penalty. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 as Jacob Chandler moves it forward 5 yards for Ralston.
You see Jacob Chandler, a junior, 6'1", 190. Picked up 861 yards this year. Also does very well on defense. 4 pass interceptions on defense. Leading this ball club.
3rd down and 5 from the 19. 5 minutes remaining first quarter. McCook leading 13-0. Chandler on the toss. McCollum close to the first down. Very close. It's going to depend on the spot. Brought down on the play by Ryan Farrell. And he may have the first down. It's right on the 24-yard line.
Tyler Zahn, the head coach of the Ralston Rams. former University of Nebraska walk-on. People that follow the Huskers remember that name as they bring the chains out here, Kevin. Let's see what happens. Well, looks like they got it. Looks like they got it.
Got it by a good margin. It is a first down, and we'll see McCauley get the first again.
See Nate Reichs there just run himself a little bit out of the play, but then Farrell, and Farrell's a good-sized young man, 6'4", 290. We talked about him earlier on. Tough to move out of there, and he makes the tackle, but Ralston picks up that ever-important first down.
24-yard line, first down and 10. Chandler on the option. The pitch out to McCauley, and McCauley upended at the 26-yard line. Trent Lyons, as he just followed McCauley out there, brings him down after a 2-yard pickup.
Lyons had this play diagnosed from that safety spot immediately, and he shows good reaction here to come up from a long ways and make the tackle. Lyons is a great kicker. Maybe we'll see his ability here later on in the football game, Kevin, but showed great ability there to come from that deep spot and make that hit.
Lyons averaging 44 yards a punt this year, among the best in the state of Nebraska.
That's field goals. He's done a great job. 19 career field goals.
2nd and 7. Taking it up over the left side, McCauley, and he's close to another Ralston first down. Jade McCauley finding some running room here for the Ralston Rams.
Good job by 76 right there, Zach Minotto, to help out on the play. He pulled from the right guard, crossed over behind the center, made the block on the trap block, and allowed McCauley to proceed on his way to get very close to that first down stick. But not quite there, about a length of the football away.
They'll stack him up in the backfield behind Chandler. 3rd down and very, very short. Chandler on the option penetration. Chandler just shoves his man over and gets the first down. Boy, that's just nice strength from the quarterback, Jacob Chandler. 6'1", 190-pounder. This is just pure muscle to get the first.
Looking for a spot to go on that option play. That's Tyler Donahue there from McCook, who takes the brunt of the blow from Chandler. Picks up the first down with about, probably a yard to spare there. The Donahue just stood his ground, but could not stop him. Could not hit him, wrap him, and drive him back. Another first down for Ralston.
3:40 remaining first quarter. 13-0 McCook. First down and 10. Trying to find running room, and nothing there for McCauley this time. Jade McCauley stood up, and that was all he was going to get. Right there was Stuart Frazier, the fullback, and oh, by the way, a tremendous linebacker as well for this McCook team.
Yeah, I've been watching him here the last few plays, Kevin. Stuart Frazier, 235 pounds, all-stater last year. Running the ball well this year, ran the ball very well last year. 1,100 yards last year, 1,200 this year. But again, on defense, just a stalwart in there in the middle, playing that middle backer spot. He and Alan Shears over there handling that middle very nicely thus far.
Chandler looks to throw on the rollout. Now he'll tuck it and run. He's going to have some problems, and he squirts ahead for a couple. Broke out of the grasp of Nate Reichs to gain 2.5 yards. Otherwise, he stopped behind the line.
McCook stringing the play out here. Bootleg action to the right side, looking for the crossing man. He's covered. And now Reichs has been very active here in the first quarter, too, as Reichs and guess who? Stuart Frazier combined to stop the play.
We were told about Frazier's prowess on the defensive side of the ball before this one started from Jeff Gross, and he has done nothing to not live up to his coach's words in this first quarter. 3rd down, 6 from the 40, trailing 13-0. Ralston trying to keep this drive going, and movement all over the place. Everybody was ready except the center. The center didn't snap it. Everybody else went. Hard to do anything without a ball, though, and that'll cost him 5 yards.
Kevin, just noticed there that end zone shot we had of Frazier. His hands are taped up. His right hand had the word Holtus written in marker across the top of it. That's his linebacker teammate Jeff Holtus, who was out, one of the important players here, starters, out with a broken leg. He along with Spencer Walter.
And he's got Walter on the other hand.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's
got his teammates at heart right there.
Keeping his teammates with him as he plays tonight. Without those guys, they may not be here, and most of those Bison certainly know that. 3rd and 11 on the 35. Chandler to throw. Down over on the far side, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver, John Klinker, and very good coverage out there by Ben Klug.
Step for step, Ben Klug, play action fake right up the middle. Held everybody fairly well on that, looking for a little bit of a run there, even though it's a third down and long. Third down and long route to go, but again, well done as far as the play action fake, and then Klug made sure that that pass would not be completed. He was there man for man on the inside. He had the advantage on the inside position.
Klug and Dutoit wait for the punt. Remember, Klug returned it the last time for a touchdown. Dutoit will get it again. Fakes the give this time. Dutoit will keep it, and Dutoit with nowhere to go. Nobody bought the fake. Tackle made for Ralston by number 90, Andrew Grondek. And the Bison will have their second offensive possession, leading at 13-0. Well, earlier tonight we talked with the head coach of McCook, Jeff Gross, about their quarterback, Trey Dutoit.
He's just a phenomenal leader. He's been the focal point of our offense for a couple years, and I thought coming into this year he was very unheralded. Now he's got a lot of publicity this year because you don't have a lot of kids that are basically 1,000-yard rushers, 1,000-yard passers. His completion percentage is almost 70%, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 800 yards rushing. The best thing I can say, when the option attack that we run, when he rushes for 100 yards, our fullback rushes for 50 because he's made the right reads. When our fullback rushes for 150, he's rushed for the 50, meaning he's taking care of the ball and doing good things.
Well, he's done some good things tonight, leading McCook to a 13-0 lead, although Danny Walker did a pretty good thing for Ralston on that last play, standing up Stuart Frazier after a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 from the 41. Dutoit on the option. He'll keep it. Dutoit, great move at the 48-yard line, and Dutoit's got a first down, driven out of bounds at the Ralston 44.
Well, his footwork just put Jacob Chandler right down to the turf again as Dutoit showing not only speed here, but good elusiveness and very quick feet. There you see Chandler sliding by. And that's going to put up about another 5, 6, maybe 7 yards into the run. So Dutoit, a good decision there, and also then the good footwork to get him upfield.
44-yard line, first down and 10 for McCook, leading Ralston 13-0 first quarter. And right up the middle it goes to Frazier, and Frazier from behind, the tackle made by Danny Walker. Gain on the play of 5, 2nd and 5 for McCook, as this Ralston defense finding out just what this McCook offense has been like all year long. They're a tough bunch to stop.
Finding out how they average 300, almost 370 a game, Kevin, rushing the football. That time Richard Smock pulled from the left guard position, led the trap up inside, good block, and 5 yards on the carry.
From the 39, 2nd and 5. Little swing pass out to Klug, and Klug dropped right there. Nicely defended by Kyle Bowman. And nowhere for Klug to go. He'll lose 1.5 yards, and that'll end the first quarter of play at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Class B State High School Football Championship, 1 quarter in the book. McCook leading 13-0.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For 16 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid applications. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
My child go to college.
Which one is best?
Where will the money come from?
What about books?
Room and board. Do you feel you have more questions than answers about your child's college education? Let us help. Countdown to College will have experts to answer your concerns about the next step of your child's learning. Watch Countdown to College.
Coming soon to NETV. NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
At Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, along with Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney, and our entire Nebraska ETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Thanks for being with us on this nice Saturday night. We've had very decent weather, other than Thursday morning when it was really, really windy. It's been very nice for most of these state high school football championships, and no precipitation.
And we had a nice walk after the first game here this afternoon. We took a little stroll to the campus. Beautiful day. Beautiful night to play football.
3rd and 6 from the 40. DuToit lunging ahead, and he is close to the first down for McCook. Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned that a couple of the stars for this McCook team wouldn't be in action tonight. They both broke their legs in the semifinal game. I'm talking here with Jeff Holtis and Spencer Walter. Both broke their legs in the same game. You must have the toughest job in the place tonight, standing here watching.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was tough at first when it happened. I mean, I was more upset that, I mean, we were going to Lincoln the next week, and I was just upset that we were going to play there. And hey, but we're here, and I mean, it's the show, and I'm glad to be here.
And a great feeling that they had a lot to do with that as well. Talk about a lot of these players. You look up and down, they've written the numbers 30 and the number 15, and Holtis and Walter all over their arms and their wristbands and their socks. That must make you feel good.
Oh, yeah, it makes me feel great. I mean, wish you could be out there with us, and that's their way of showing that we're out there with them. And we're there with them. We're all right. We're good.
Guys, you helped them get here and helping them, hopefully, you know, for your sake, on their way to a state title. Thanks.
Thank you.
On the 33, 1st down and 10. Pressure coming, and he shoves it up. No, it's almost intercepted. Almost intercepted right in the arms and dropped. Number 51, Eric Moses. If he pulls it in, he's got 6.
Tight set with the backs back there, and tried to play action fake it. He tried to fire it and shovel the ball off to the tight end downfield. There you see the reaction from Eric Moses. He knows, Kevin. He knows, man, if I catch that thing, ain't nobody going to touch me. I'm headed for the end zone, and our team's back in the ball game.
Brian Forrest was the man who applied the pressure that forced DuToit into the air. On 2nd down, right up the middle they go with Klug. Carries for 5.5 yards down to the 28-yard line. 3rd down and 4.5, 5 yards to go for the McCook Bison. Leading at 13-0. And remember, they've got a good field goal kicker, and they're in his field goal range right now.
Talking about Trent Lyons, 19 career field goals. He's kicked 2 49-yarders, and they are in that range, as Kevin said.
3rd down and 5, 28-yard line. On the toss, Klug has got a blocker out in front, reads it well. Klug down the sidelines, great speed, and he's in for the touchdown. Ben Klug got a great block, and then it was all speed the rest of the way.
John Riggs out there, I checked that. Trevor Borg, I beg your pardon, was out there, Kevin, to make that block, to get in the way, shove the defender out of the way. We'll see it here. Watch number 65. As they get to the outside, there he is. Borg leading the way. 6'2", 220, moving very well. And again, you don't really need to block the guy and knock him head over heels. Just get in his way and shove him a little bit. Just make sure you eliminate his opportunity to come in and make the tackle. That's what he did, and that's what created another touchdown here.
McCook will go for 2 after missing the extra point, their last touchdown on the punt return. DuToit to Klug. Klug trying to get outside, and he will not do it. Tripped up. Ralston is able to withstand on the 2-point conversion, and McCook is turned away. But McCook gets into the end zone. 8 plays, 61 yards, 2 minutes, 38 seconds, and a 28-yard run with great speed by Klug. We'll get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, December 3rd, live at 7 p.m. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, commentary, discussion, and you as we take your live phone calls and emails. Join Adrian Fiala and me for our next Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, December 3rd, right here on NETV, Nebraska's home for sports.
Do that. We'd like to hear from you.
We would love to have you with us after the Colorado game, hopefully talking happy talk after the Colorado game.
You know, Kevin, after what happened last year out there as a player, you know, you never like to be, we've talked about this before, you never like to be embarrassed as a player. And that really did happen last year, and I just got to think the Huskers are going to be fired and ready to play, and play a very good game. Let's hope so as we aim to Colorado, the countdown to next Friday. We just saw Tyler Zahn talking to the referee. And Ben Klug on the day, 5 carries, 87 yards and a couple of TDs. He's really hurt Ralston to the outside, and you would think perhaps, Kevin, what's going to happen? They'll adjust their defense a little bit and widen up a little bit like we saw earlier today in the ball game with Bishop Newman, Gothenburg.
Critchfield from the 8, right up the middle of the field, and Critchfield runs into a wall at the 26-yard line. First down for the Ralston Rams, who find themselves in a hole, 19-0 here in this first half. Chilly night, not bad though. You get a blanket and a hat, you'll be fine here at Memorial Stadium. And if you're a fan of these two teams, you're not going to miss the state championship no matter what the weather is outside.
Yeah, it could be snowing, sleeting, or anything else, a combination thereof, and they'd be here.
We might not be, but they would.
That's a question.
First down and 10. We are fair weather announcers, 25-yard line.
We'd at least have the windows closed.
Yes, we would. Boy, you're darn tootin' we would. 25-yard line for Chandler and the Rams. McCauley in all kinds of trouble, thrown for a huge loss. 4 Bison in the backfield. Rocky Esterreich makes the tackle.
Trevor Borg, that is, 65 over there, was the first man to intimidate. And then it all got finished up with one of his teammates coming in to make the tackle. But Trevor Borg, off that defensive tackle spot, got off the block, and he's the one who stopped the runner. And then got back pursuit to stop the play.
Larry Putney's telling us that it was a mix-up by Ralston, and McCauley wasn't expecting to get the football, and thus wasn't prepared to run. Second and 17 from the 18. Now he gets the ball, and he is ready to go at the 23-yard line. He's brought down. Gray Dutoit coming off a block nicely and makes the tackle.
Right up and into the hole is number 2. Again, that's McCauley, as Kevin called it, and trying to work off the block up front there, but just could not get past the defender, and again, a very short gain on the play. This Bison defense just continues to impress. Thus far, Ralston just 33 yards in the ballgame rushing, and just 1 yard through the airways.
Third down and 12 from the 23. Shift on the defensive line. Chandler swings it out, and it is tipped away. Trying to set up the little screen flare pass, and it is tipped away by number 60 for the McCook Bison defense. And for McCook, that is Tim Dixon.
Chandler faking to the right-hand side, then tried to set it up over there, but again, Dixon was right there, right place, right time. Just got a little bit of piece of the football, and that was it. Shut the play down. Brings up 4.
Hunt time again, and this has been a scary proposition for Ralston. Already 1 return for a touchdown by Klug. This one coming right to Dutoit, and they give it to Klug on the short side. Klug gets a block and has a little room out to the 44-yard line of Ralston. First down and 10 coming for McCook. NETV sports coverage of the 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. By Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. And by ACE, the Public Alliance for Community Energy, your hometown choice for natural gas. On first down, Dutoit, the quarterback, flips it out to Klug on the option. Nice cutback, and Klug to the 39-yard line. 5-yard gain. Second down and 5, and Klug with that great burst around the corner again.
They had support out there. Ralston did on the defensive side. James Cronican coming up to support, keep the play the inside, try to make the tackle, but again, Klug too fast and too quick for him. Gave him a little kick to the outside and then cut it back up inside there to pick up about 5 yards. But again, Ralston trying to widen up just a little bit here, and the backers a little bit deeper, Kevin, to give more room to get out to the edges.
39-yard line, fumble on the play, ball loose on the field. A lot of Rams down there, and they should have it at the 25-yard line. Ralston recovering the fumble by Trent Lyons, and the Rams get a huge break, the first turnover of the night.
Play going right up the middle here, trying to get more yardage on the effort here, and it just flies right out of the hand. I don't know if he got hit by anybody, just tried to struggle for more yardage on the play, and out she comes, and Ralston a big break right here, Kevin.
Might have bumped into the back of his blocker. Frazier was right in front of him, and looked like as he tried to get around Frazier, arm bumped into him, and out came the ball. However it came out, it came into the hands of the Rams, and they'll certainly take it. On first and 10, Chandler on the option. Drugged down from behind. Big hit from the front. leveled by Trent Lyons, and from behind, Tyler Donahue drags him down.
Yeah, this Bison team has some speed on defense. They get out there so quickly. As you see, both of the defenders coming up on board, Donahue and number 21, that's Lyons. And Lyons really surprising me, Kevin. There's a guy that really is playing a whale of a football game thus far. I thought, a kicker? Hey, he's doing a great job out there. Really great job.
26-yard line, second down and 10. Chandler back in the gun. Trailing 19-0. They'll run the option out of the shotgun. Chandler will keep it, and Chandler will go nowhere again. There is just some tremendous speed on the side of McCook. Again, Nate Reichs gets the stop for the Bison.
He's been a big factor all game so far, Nate Reichs. Tyler's on trying to come up with another set of offensive plays that may work against this Bison team. As we said earlier on, no mistake about it, McCook on defense. Probably, Kevin, one of the best, if not the best defenses in high school football this year.
Third down and 10. Chandler straight drop. Rolls it out now. Has a man over the middle. It's caught for the first down. He bought himself a little time with the rollout, and the catch made by Jack Critchfield.
Critchfield leads his team in receptions. He takes the deep curl route this time. Gets right between two defenders, as you see right there, and good catch. Moves the sticks. Nice route there by Jack Critchfield, and good reaction by the quarterback Chandler to, again, by the time, as you said, Kevin.
Big conversion for Ralston, now 1st and 10. They'll run the option. Chandler, late pitch to McCauley. McCauley trying to get the corner. Flag is down, and so is McCauley. Stuart Frazier over there wrestling him down for McCook. And when McCauley got to the outside, there were 3 Bison waiting for him. That's the kind of side-to-side speed this McCook team has defensively.
And the play got started in a tough way, too, as a Trevor Board came right through the line, offensive line, and nailed the quarterback, Jacob Chandler, just as he pitched the football. Chandler took a mighty blow from Borg. Play was completed. Borg at 6'2", 220 pounds, taking Chandler down at 6'1", 190, as we see a hold call against Ralston, so it will come back now.
Back to the 28-yard line, first down and 20 now for Ralston to go to work. 6:40 remaining in this second quarter. 19-0 McCook. Ralston in a hole now, first down and 20 to go. Jacob Chandler, the quarterback of the Ralston Rams. 3-step drop, quick throw through the hands of his intended receiver, Keith Robertson, from that tight end spot. Just could not pull it in.
Play was there, but the ball just thrown a little too high and a little too far behind for Robertson to make it. But that play depends just on 2 things. Reaction, 2-step. Tight end's got to get through the seam there. The little crease behind the linebackers. He did that, but again, the ball just a little off the mark. Otherwise, good shot.
Second down and 20. Ralston hustles up to the line. The Rams trying to find a way to move the football consistently against a Bison defense that has not given up much all year. Chandler fires it over the middle. Tipped and almost intercepted. Kyle Bador off the tip, nearly pulled it in, but just couldn't get a handle on it, and it's third down and 20 for Ralston.
Stuart Frazier got a hand on the football, Kevin, on that pass. He's the guy that tipped it, and Bador almost had himself a pass interception, but do we have a flag down? No?
Yes, we do, on the near sideline. Right at the 27-yard line, there's a flag down on the near side. It is a false start against Ralston.
Well, you see the time clock back there, and, well, we're looking to delay game there.
Should have been a delay game.
Yeah.
That was not the call. They have declined the penalty. It looks like an illegal formation penalty, and it'll be third down and 20 from the 28. So you could have called a number of penalties on that offensive play.
Definitely the time had expired. The time clock had expired on the play.
Chandler on third and 20 in the gun. Fakes the inside handoff, and Chandler brought down from behind again. Number 88, Rocky Esterreich, just pounced on it. That's that kind of speed we've been talking about all night with this McCook defense.
Speed and quickness, and that time Esterreich, again, blocked by Zach Minato over there. Minato at 6'3", 260 pounds. He's a junior. He's the right guard over there, and he had Esterreich blocked, but he came off the block, Kevin, and made the play. And that's the kind of thing you do. Championship team, if you want to be a champion, you've got to do those kind of things.
4th down and 19. And to punt it away. Short kick, tails out of bounds, and it's going to give McCook a pretty good field to work with here, as the kick from number 21, John Klinker, is kind of a clunker, and it goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Well, tomorrow at noon Central Time on NATV, Statewide looks at the future and safety for Nebraska's most troubled nuclear power plant, the Cooper Nuclear Station near Brownville. How would a shutdown affect the economy of southeast Nebraska and the electrical rates in the state? Find out more on Statewide tomorrow at noon Central, only on NETV. 1st down and 10 on the 48. Dutoit lines his backs up behind him in the eye. Straight give up the middle to Ben Klug. Klug nearing 100 yards here in this first half. Knocking on the door of it with a 3-yard gain there.
He's at 92 right now, Kevin. 6 carries. Actually, that had been prior to that carry. We'll roll the computer here in a minute and get an update. But again, 6 for 92 and 2 touchdowns. Backers that time at 795 right now. 7 carries, 95 yards for Ben Klug.
5:10 remaining first half, 19-0. Dutoit on a late give to Frazier, and Stuart Frazier kind of pinballing his way down to the 39-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of that first down for McCook. They're the #1 offense in 11-man football, and you're seeing why. They lose a great runner with a broken ankle last week in Spencer Walter. So what do? They turn to Ben Klug, and all this guy's done is nearly rushed for 100 yards in the first half of the state championship game. That's depth for this McCook team.
He had 400 coming in, 406. Actually had almost equal numbers receiving, 351 receiving. It has really stood out here as Frazier takes it up over the middle and picks up the first down there.
Just pirouetted his way to the first. Got hit, did a 360, and by the time he got done, he was at the first down yardage.
Going right in that Hallowell territory occupied by Luke Olson and Ryan Farrell, the 2 big guys on the right side.
Ryan Shoup was trying to get the ball out of Frazier's hands and eventually got him down at the 35. First down and 10 yards to go. Dutoit again to Frazier, muscling his way up there. He's still pushing forward, and he moved the pile down to the 30-yard line, a gain of nearly 5 yards for Stuart Frazier, the leading rusher for this McCook Bison team. 1,240 yards rushing on the year from the fullback spot. Another one of these fullbacks at 230. Now, he's built like a fullback. We saw a fullback earlier in Andrew Opp that wasn't a fullback. This guy, though, Stuart Frazier, 6 foot, 235. He looks like a fullback.
Yeah, look at those arms. Big guns on him. Big, thick hips and strong legs. Yeah, he's a fullback.
From the 30, 2nd and 5, and that play didn't go very far. In fact, it didn't go anywhere. Dutoit brought down a half-yard loss on the play, and that time the battle in the trenches won by Ralston.
Nobody blocked Mike Huff that time, the big tackle down there, the defensive tackle. He's at 280. He's just a junior at 280, 6'4", 280. And sometimes you can understand why at this level a guy 6'4", 280 doesn't get blocked. There he is. Not lean and mean, but big and mean.
3rd down and 5 from the 30. They come with an extra blitzer, and it's Frazier who's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. 7 red jerseys and powder blue helmets on top of Stuart Frazier, and he goes nowhere. So 4th down and a long 4.5 coming up for McCook, and let's see what they do. They'll bring out the kicker, Trent Lyons, and try what will be a 46-yard field goal attempt.
He's made a couple from 49, as we told you earlier. 19 career field goals. This ball centered, well, right at the middle.
Lions kick is going to end up short, and it'll bounce in the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line. That's the one thing, though, Jeff Gross told us beforehand, look, if we get in there, we're going to try it. If nothing else, he'll get it to the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
Just as good as a punt that goes in the zone, so, yeah, give it a try. You might come up with 3 points out of the deal. And chilly night, ball maybe a little bit, well, a little hard and cold, and Tough to get it up there, but the Lions certainly has the ability to do it. A little short on that last effort.
Log on to our member store for your favorite public television and radio videos, DVDs, CDs, books, clothing, and more. It's easy to shop online. Just log on to net.unl.edu and click the shopping bag icon. From the 20, first down and 10, 2.5 remaining here in this first half. Ralston trailing 19-0. On the toss, McCauley. Nice cutback. McCauley breaks free. Good speed as he gets to the outside, and McCauley ridden out of bounds at the 42-yard line. McCauley, 22 yards and a first down.
Equals the longest run that's allowed by the Bison defense this year. As you see, McCauley goes to the right looking to get some room over there behind Manano and Huff, and that doesn't happen. Now watch him change the ball. You see he changed the ball from the right hand to the left hand. He wanted to protect that football from pursuit by the defense on the hit as he went out of bounds. But again, good presence of mind. That's kind of sort of an instinctive reaction the good ball carriers will do. They'll change the ball from right to left or left to right depending on where that hit is potentially going to come from.
Right up the middle, they bang it with Danny Walker, the fullback. Just right at the gut of that Bison defense, and Walker moves it out to the 47-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup. Second down, 5 to go. And Ralston trying to build a little confidence here towards the end of this first half.
A little life here with a couple of minutes left here in the first half, down by 19, and trying to build a little momentum, maybe get a score in if they can, but try to build some momentum, take it in the locker room, Kevin, and come out in the third quarter and see if they can fire it up from there.
From the 47, 2nd and 5. Chandler keeping. Nice cutback by Chandler. Gets a hole and has another first down for Ralston. Great individual play, and Chandler's shown a great ability to stop and change direction tonight.
Check the blackout here by number 33, Mark Van Ornum. Chandler was running right into trouble on the outside there, and Van Ornum, 33, blocks him out of the way and allows Chandler to go ahead and get going up inside to pick up the first down.
Ralston on the move. You see the numbers. McCook with 182 yards on the ground. Ralston with 69 yards on the ground. 45-yard line, first down and 10. On the delay give, up the middle. Room again for McCauley, and McCauley out near another first down, and here comes a flag in at the end of the play. And you might think face mask when you see a flag in that late.
Usually what it is they'll confer about it right there. You see the referee, and that's Kurt McCallum. Good block that time by John Riggs. There you go. But a good trap block that time by number 65 in the red jersey here, John Riggs. Good coming around right there. You see how that works? You just trap that boy right up in the hole and knock him into the nickel seats, and your running back gets a few more yards and picks up the first down.
So the Rams on the move here late in this first half. Something that does not happen very often to the McCook defense this season, but this is the state championship game. The two best teams in Class B going head-to-head. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Chandler barks out the signals. Chandler wants to throw. Fires it down to the corner. He's got a man out there. It is tipped away at the last minute by Adam Kochwar, intended for Critchfield, but Kochwar got back and knocked it away.
Good route run by Critchfield this time, Kevin. As Chandler drops back, a rolling right, gives that little pump fake. Could have delivered the football just a little bit earlier. He was wide open, but Kochwar back there to make sure it doesn't work.
Good play by Kochwar.
Really well.
He tipped it away and kept it out of the end zone. Second down and 10 from the 30. 58 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll keep it on the quarterback. But we saw the quarterback counter so much. We saw that earlier today in the Bishop Newman game. Bishop Newman made great hay running on that quarterback counter, and Chandler makes 4 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 and a timeout by Ralston. So the Rams take a timeout and call everybody over to the sideline to talk things over with the head coach Tyler Zahn. 19-0 McCook leading the Rams. 50 seconds remaining in this second quarter. And Ralston starting to put up a few numbers on the board offensively against McCook's defense.
Jeff Gross looking over his defensive team.
We'd like to hear from you via the email. What do you think about this sports program you're watching right now? All you have to do is log on to net.unl.edu and click on the comments link at the bottom of the screen. We've certainly enjoyed bringing you all of the coverage from all 6 classes of the Nebraska State High School Football Championships, and we certainly hope you've been enjoying it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you throughout the weekend here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. When they decided to bring these to this venue a few years ago, that was just a great decision. It has been universally loved, I think, by everyone involved with high school athletics, and it's such a neat day for really the players and the coaches. The chance to coach at Memorial Stadium, I'm sure, is equally as appreciated as playing in it.
Kevin, you know, when we do the All-Star games, as this play's about to unfold here, I'll comment after this.
3rd down 6. They fake the reverse. Now they swing it out of the backfield, looking for some running room. There is a lot of it for McCauley. McCauley headed towards the end zone, and he is going to be in there for the touchdown. 26 yards, and a little trickery gets Ralston into the end zone.
Tremendous play, so well executed here as you see Chandler rolling right, get the defense moving to their defensive left side there. And now he does this all on his own as far as speed. Get it to the corner, and he's in there. But what a well done play, well executed as Chandler just delivers that little quick pop pass out there in the flat. And there you see McCauley happy he's got a touchdown here for his team, and they get themselves back into the football game right before half.
Extra point is good, and with 38 seconds remaining in this second quarter, as Adrian mentioned, they're right back in it, trailing now 19-7 to the McCook Bison.
But just to finish that thought, Kevin, again, every time we do the All-Star game and we see the bios, they talk about what's your best experience in sports. And for the kids that have played here, every one of them will say playing in the state finals in Memorial Stadium. That tells you how much it means to them.
Tomorrow night at 6:30 Central Time, Next Exit takes you to a Western Nebraska Cowgirl Roundup. Meet a cowgirl who ranches in the shadow of Chimney Rock. Watch Next Exit tomorrow night at 6:30 Central Time on NETV. So a huge boost in momentum and a huge shot of confidence before the end of the half for the Ralston Rams. They had been stymied for most of the first half, but they came out, marched it down the field, and were able to put it into the end zone for the touchdown. Very impressive for the Rams to be able to do that at the end of the first half, and that should give them a huge shot of confidence going into the locker room in 38 seconds.
Well, they took advantage of that McCook speed and quickness. Again, they rolled everybody right on the play, and that little swing pass as a kickoff is now underway, a little squibber.
Squib kick scooped up and downed at the 33-yard line. A knee is taken for McCook. Number 85, Tyler Donahue, says, let's not do anything crazy here and just take a knee. So McCook, if they so desire, 35 seconds left and 3 timeouts, try to get something going. Or perhaps Jeff Gross will be content to just take it into the locker room with a 12-point lead at the half. 19-7 is where it stands right now. We will find out very soon what the head coach has in store. 33-yard line on first down and 10 yards to go. Give going up the middle. And it's Stuart Frazier. Picks up 5 yards out to the 38-yard line. And McCook appears content just to head in with that 12-point lead. Not a bad decision in the state championship game. Just get in there, enjoy the fact that you've got a lead, and work for the second half.
Yeah, don't take a chance on doing something crazy as far as a turnover goes right here, but just let it go in, regroup, and be done. Now it'll be interesting to see just how Ralston reacts, Kevin, when they come out in the third quarter, if they can sustain the sort of drive we just saw a moment ago.
Well, they've got to be feeling a lot better about themselves. The momentum boost, a huge one from that drive at the end of the first half. It nets them a touchdown, and they head into the locker room trailing now just 19-7 to the McCook Bison. A big score at the end of the first half. Larry Putney standing by with the head coach of the Ralston Rams, Tyler Zahn.
Tyler, what does that touchdown do for you going into the half?
Well, it gives us some momentum. You know, it was looking bleak there for a while. Penalties really hurt us early in the game. They came out and smacked us in the mouth pretty good, but I'm encouraged by what we just did. We held them for a field goal attempt. They missed that, and we got some momentum back. That was important.
Defensively, you change anything up, or do you like the way it went late?
Well, our game plan is to keep things changed up on that veer option, you know, so they don't get a read on quite what we're doing. Unfortunately, we looked a little confused on a couple plays, but we'll get that ironed out at halftime.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
Head coach Tyler's on. They like their mood right now. 19-7, McCook leading at halftime.
Next time on Nature, along California's Pacific coast stretches a living Eden called Big Sur, where the spirit of nature is heard in the whispers of giants and echoed in the pound of the surf. Here, wild things find sanctuary in the midst of paradise.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NETV.
From his darkest nightmares, he unlocks the mysteries of the mind. But to cure the madness of others, he must first wrestle with his own demons. Get inside the mind of young Dr. Freud.
Wednesday night at 9 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV.
And welcome back to the Class B State High School Football Championships, where McCook leads Ralston 19-7 here at the break. As we've done throughout these State High School Football Championships, we take our halftimes and we like to talk about some of the other sports and some of the other fall sports that have already completed their championships. And to do that, we bring Deborah Velder, Associate Director of the NSAA, in to talk a little high school volleyball. Now, we gave this full coverage, but we're going to cover it again. We had the tournament on last weekend, and it was an exciting tournament as usual. A lot of big crowds on hand, a lot of great volleyball. Talk about the high school volleyball tournament of 2002.
We had a very outstanding tournament. We're very fortunate in Nebraska that we probably lead the nation in high school volleyball, and we're proud of that fact, and our attendance proves it.
Well, you look at volleyball, and we're taking a look at some of the highlights of some of the great volleyball action that went on at the Pershing Auditorium on last Saturday, where it was just a wonderful day of volleyball. 6 classes, all crowned champions on Saturday, and the crowds were tremendous this year. Every year it seems like not only does the level of play get better, but the crowd support gets better and better for this tournament.
That's true. The people across Nebraska have kept themselves educated on the sport of volleyball, and they're very interested in the sport of volleyball, and it shows by their support throughout the state.
When you look at volleyball in this state, it obviously starts with the University of Nebraska, which has had such a huge program and such a successful program for years and years. But I know if you talk to Terry Pettit, you talk to John Cook, there is no possible way they can build that success without the high school volleyball, and the level of play has risen in that regard throughout the state as well.
That's correct. There's a definite trickle-down effect as far as the university down into our schools, and that goes to the credit of John Cook and Terry Pettit. They take a very active interest in our high school programs, and our high school coaches are interested in the college program, and as well, then our high school coaches take it down into the junior high and the elementary levels to develop the level of play that we have here.
I think one of the real fun things that we've seen with Nebraska high school volleyball is how now Nebraska is looked at as a hotbed of high school volleyball, not just at the University of Nebraska, but all across the nation. You're getting a ton of attention from coast to coast in Nebraska.
Oh, definitely. We have a number of collegiate coaches that attend our tournament. We have national writers that are here to attend, as well as other state high school associations that are interested in our tournament. And they're always picking our brain on things that we do and what we do because they are impressed with the numbers and the talent that's coming out of our state.
What's it take for the NSAA to put on a tournament like volleyball? It has to just take an immense amount of help, an immense amount of behind-the-scenes work. Give us a behind-the-scenes peek at what goes into this volleyball tournament without all the long nights and the hair pulling that I'm sure goes into putting on anything like this.
That's true. To get to the state tournament, there's two concepts that are very critical. First has to do with the wild card, which all of our schools and coaches are attempting to interpret, and the other thing has to do with the number of volunteers. We have over 80 volunteers that come in from all across the state that are interested in the sport and want to make sure that the tournament goes off well.
Any changes that we're seeing in the tournament down the road if you look ahead a year or two into the future of this high school volleyball tournament?
Well, nationally, there may be a change coming down. We're currently, Nebraska did take part in an experiment of rally scoring. There were 18 states across the United States that took part of it, and we are fortunate that our administrators here are supportive enough of the activity to allow us to take part. The decision in January will come down as to whether rally scoring will become a part of the high school program. I think our state's ready for it. Nebraska's progressive, and I think we can do it.
It'll be certainly a fun addition to the high school volleyball ranks. Let's take a look now at the results. The champions this year in girls volleyball, Papillion La Vista wins Class A, Elkhorn in B, Columbus Scotus, West Point Central Catholic, Republican Valley, and Paxton. I asked you about our last tournament when we spoke earlier about juggernauts and dynasties. I don't have to ask you about dynasties here because I know there's one on that list, and it's Columbus Scotus, and that's right now the premier program of all classes in the state of Nebraska.
That's true. John Peterson does a wonderful job with the volleyball there, as well as the other coaches at the repeating championships that we saw there. They build on their fundamentals, and they build on that talent. They don't go for the one particular girl, but they go for the team concept.
Deborah Velder, Associate Director of the NSAA. Deborah, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Deborah Velder with the NSAA joining us here at halftime, where McCook leads Ralston 19-7 in the Class B State High School Football Championship.
Oh, it's story time. We'll read the story about the big dog. Yes, on the way to school.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This week on Next Exit, transformation. A woman is changed forever by a near-death experience. A boy commits a crime and then turns his life around. And the annual Women's Wilderness Weekend continues to transform city girls into survivors. Next Exit, Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Time on NETV.
Hello, I'm Jim Lara. Our country and the world are discussing possible action against Iraq. Join the NewsHour for the latest, most comprehensive reporting and analysis of those events. It's the in-depth news coverage you're looking for weekday evenings right here on your local public television station.
NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
Class B State Championship at halftime here at Memorial Stadium, and it is McCook leading Ralston 19-7 here at the break. Well, we've certainly enjoyed all of the great support that we've received throughout the weekend from the NSAA, and to talk about the NSAA and the general state of everything going on in Nebraska school activities, we brought in the head honcho, Dr. Jim Tenneper. He's the executive director of the Nebraska School Activities Association. And welcome. We are certainly appreciative of everything that's gone on here, and yet another great football tournament being concluded here this evening.
The weather has cooperated, and we've seen some awfully good football these last 3 days. In fact, every class, we've had really great competitive ball games that really have not been lopsided. And the attendance has been great, too, and we appreciate that.
Well, it's certainly been a tremendous effort, and if you have anything to do with the weather, congratulations to you on that. There's a lot of people I know who have weather requests. They'll get into you a little bit later on. You have a lot of things going on with the Nebraska School Activities Association. One of the many things that you do throughout the state is help out coaches and help coaches learn and advance in their careers. One of the things going on this week is a sportsmanship summit on Tuesday in Kearney. Tell us about that.
2 years ago, our organization put together a sportsmanship committee to take a look at improving and enhancing sportsmanship across the state. And we passed some legislation in our organization, and one of the things that was discussed by that committee was that we ought to have a sportsmanship summit where we can bring in schools, we can bring in the various parties that represent those schools, the coaches, the administrators, the boards of education, students, parents. That's going to happen on Tuesday of this coming week at Kearney, and we've got about 900 participants that are registered to come in, and I would have to tip my hat to the Nebraska Coaches Association and the Nebraska State Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Those two organizations have picked up the ball and run with it, and there are various other organizations such as the NSAA that have contributed to that as well and are supporting on that. But we're looking forward to being able to put some things together to help local schools in their efforts to promote sportsmanship.
What kinds of things will go on at the summit?
Well, we have several different things that are going to happen. We want to make it interactive. We do have a keynote speaker who's going to come in and talk about some things with regard to sportsmanship on not only a national and state level, but also local level. But we're going to have some sessions. We've got one planned for the students. They're going to be in a panel, and it's going to be what we wish our parents knew. And there are some times that kids really wish their parents knew how kids felt about the way they behave and the parents behave in the stands and that sort of thing. We've got a panel of media. We've got a panel of officials going to come in. And we're going to have interactive time at the end where the teams from the respective schools do have an opportunity to sit down and do some planning about what they'd like to see happen in their local schools. And so, you know, it's one thing to teach the skills of the sport, teach the skills of volleyball, teach the skills of football, but sometimes as coaches and leaders in schools, they don't realize that they've got an even larger lesson that they need to be teaching, and that's how to deport not only themselves but the student athletes and the people who are the spectators. And I think the more we can focus on that, the better chance we're going to have to instill great sportsmanship across this state.
I would imagine there's plenty ahead for the NSAA. Winter months are coming, spring months are coming, and I would imagine you're gearing up for all of those right now.
Well, as a matter of fact, we are. You know, tonight culminates our fall sports season. We do have our state play production in December, but then it's full speed ahead to all the winter sport activities, and it doesn't seem to be any resting time. Once you get one activity done, you've got to start gearing up for the next one. But we're looking forward to a great winter season. We've got most of our rules meetings out of the way. We do go out and do rules meetings in most of our sports. We've got, I believe, Monday and Tuesday of next week are our last 2 evenings of rules meetings for basketball, and then we can get into the competition.
Dr. Jim Tenneper, the Executive Director of the NSAA, on behalf of everyone at Nebraska ETV, we'd like to thank you for all the help you and your staff have given us over the last several weeks in doing volleyball and football. We certainly enjoy it, and we thank you for your help.
Well, we appreciate all that you do for us, too. It's a good marriage, and we've really appreciated the efforts of everyone at ETV, and including yourself. Thank you very kindly.
Well, thank you very much. Dr. Jim Tenneper, the Executive Director of the NSAA. We are at halftime, where McCook leads Ralston 19-7.
From executive producer Robert Redford. Detective Leaphorn trusts hard facts. Officer Cheney, ancient tradition. 3 vicious murders test their beliefs as they try to catch an elusive killer before it kills again. Skinwalkers.
Sunday night at 8 Central Time on NETV.
NPR is what keeps me company when I'm traveling. I'm always listening to the programming and especially enjoy the classical music, but on Saturday mornings I try to catch Car Talk.
My favorite program on NPRN is Thistle and Shamrock, and have enjoyed it very much. I had a daughter who was over in Scotland, so we really enjoy that type of music.
NPRN is great. 5:59 in the morning, the alarm clock goes off. We listen to the news. During the day, we have it on. All things considered, we would be lost. We would be lost without NPR. Toast to NPRN. Way to go. Great.
Next time on Ken Burns' American Stories.
He said later, it is impossible to imagine how a man could experience a thunderclap like that and still live.
You feel as though he's given up on God, life, the whole bit, and then he comes through, he rallies.
I came in with Halley's Comet, and I expect to go out with it. The final chapter of Mark Twain on Ken Burns' American Stories.
Monday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Halftime, just about 2 minutes before being over. Cook on top, McCook on top, 19-7. Joining me now down here on the sideline is McCook head coach Jeff Gross. Coach, they took it the length of the field there, scored it right before halftime. What did you say to the guys at half?
Well, we just got to reestablish a line of scrimmage. It wasn't that we didn't still control it somewhat on that. We just started getting a little anxious to get after the quarterback. We started getting upfield, started letting our shoulders get turned in the hole and over pursuing. And you've seen that. They ran some cutback. McCauley cut a couple runs back against us, put him in big position. They ran a little trick play. We prepared for the trick play. They came back and ran the fake off of it, and we bit. And, you know, it's championship game. Those things are going to happen. We need to come back out the next 5 minutes, recontrol the line of scrimmage, make sure we get them 3 and outed or somewhere fairly close to that. You know, if they get a few more plays, fine. We got to get them punted pretty quickly. And then offensively, we need to take the ball, and we need to just start methodically putting them to rest. And if we can recontrol the line of scrimmage, that'll happen.
Other than that one drive, you must have been pleased with what went on in the first half.
I was. You know, our speed factor took over. We had the big punt return that we were pleased about. And, you know, offensively, we took the ball the length of the field on the first drive. Anytime you're doing those, you're doing things good. I felt like we should have got a few more points. We had the fumble that hurt us a little bit, and then we got stalled out. They had a couple blitzes right into a couple plays we had called. And, you know, so they made a couple good calls, and now we just got to get it done.
Best of luck, Jeff.
Thanks.
Enjoyed both of the meetings we had with the coaches prior, Jeff Gross and Tyler Zahn, and both great guys and a great game here at halftime. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half of action, and you look at the speed here that you'll notice from Ben Klug.
Terrific speed, pretty good speed coming up there too. That's McCauley coming up to knock him out, Kevin. And now you see
Bray Dutoit, the quarterback.
Dutoit moving upfield, and
Klug with the touchdown there. And now on the punt return, Klug taking it all the way on the handoff from Dutoit on the punt return, and he's in for the touchdown.
Really didn't have to worry too much about the blocking scheme there. He just got to the edge, and that speed that he has just got him loose. And there you see, tell you what, it was again Eric Moses. He catches that when he goes all the way, and once again Critchfield there on the touchdown.
Fumble, though, by McCook. It goes back over to Ralston. Rams have it tipped away, and then on the reverse, a little trickery. Jade McCauley into the end zone for 6. And Ralston, right at the end of the half, gets the touchdown on the board. And the numbers show pretty evenly matched. McCook, 186 yards. Ralston, 123 yards of total offense.
Not such a bad difference right there, Kevin, from what we know about each of these teams. But, again, those passing yards, that's kind of a strange one right there. A -1 as far as the passing yards go. But, hey, the score is 19-7, and that's really the only number out of all that really makes any difference. And that is our score. McCook ahead of Ralston.
And McCook will kick off to Ralston to start the second half. You heard Jeff Gross say McCook needs to get a quick stop defensively. The first 5 minutes of this third quarter, very important.
Well, it's important for both teams. Ralston obviously had it rolling right there towards the end of the second half. They got that touchdown that we saw, that little swing pass, and he cut back to the middle and came into the end zone. So it's just equally important for Ralston, and they'll have the ball first here.
Bounces and picked up at the 7-yard line. For some running room, none there. Looked for it, couldn't find it. From behind, coming in for McCook. And great speed on the play from Josh Knott.
It's what you want from your special teams players right there. Just what Knott did. And he kept contained to that far side and then pursued down the line, came in and made the tackle and made a good hard tackle. I'll remember that one for a while as Ralston now. Let's see what happens here, Kevin. This is a very important series for Ralston.
First down and 10 from their own 16-yard line. We're just underway in this third quarter. Chandler. Give right up the middle to Jade McCauley, and McCauley with a good gain on first down out to the 21-yard line.
Great ISO block coming up right here. You see it right there. Fullback coming up. Danny Walker coming up and isolating on the linebacker, taking on Alan Shears, occupying his space, and again a 5-yard gain. Good block by Walker on that ISO.
Second down and 5 from the 21-yard line. Chandler up the middle, goes to McCauley, and out to the 22-yard line. Gain of just a yard for McCauley as McCook surges forward. Trevor Borg leading the charge.
And now with 3rd and 4, what I always call the intermediate zone right here. You know, you'd like to have a short 3rd down, but this is 4 and 5 is intermediate. This would be an important play because they really want to keep the ball. They want to keep possession of the football and try to maintain a drive here. They did it in that last series before the half ended. They'd like to do that here again right now.
From the 22, 3rd down and 4. Chandler to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run, and he will not get the first down. Decided to tuck it and could not get away. McCook was too fast on that outside.
Good play action fake. You saw the reaction by McCook there. The people went to the left just a little for an instant there, just one click, but then he quickly realized that Chandler had the football and pursued. And again, they're pursued so well tonight. Great speed and quickness to get out to the edge and then to bring up a Ralston punt.
McCook got just what the head coach talked about, a 3-and-out on that first series. Punt time now for Ralston. And it's a short kick again off the side of the foot, and it's caught by one of the coaches on the sideline. He is not eligible to make the catch. And McCook will have it. NETV sports coverage of the 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. And by NPPD, always there when you need us. From the 39-yard line of Ralston, first down and 10 for McCook. Leading 19-7, Dutoit with a blocker out in front, no one to pitch it to, and Dutoit is down at the 39-yard line. They came in and just took out Ben Klug, and that gave Dutoit no options.
Exactly, Kevin. They had 2 people back there to take care of Klug. Took the pitch man totally out of play. You see it happen right there, bottom of your screen on the right-hand side. And then you see number 51 again. That's Eric Moses coming in to stop the play. Good play by Moses. But they're taking Klug out of the play, not only on that pitch play, that option play, but also in the punts. They're keeping the ball. They're kicking the ball away from him, kicking it out of bounds to eliminate any possibility of return there.
Looked like they just went into the backfield and tackled Klug, keeping him away.
Exactly what they do.
2nd and 10, Klug will get it straight up the middle. Klug bursts through a hole. Klug at the 25, and he's tripped up at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 to go. McCauley saves the touchdown for Ralston.
He gets through the left side over there. He had a block coming from Esterreich. If Esterreich can make that block down there, but he's not able to block it, and I think McCauley again makes the tackle, as you call it, Kevin. But if Esterreich can get that blocker, just get a piece of him, he's gone again.
9.5 to play, third quarter. McCook knocking on the door. Their first possession of this second half, and right up the middle again they work it. This time less room in there as Zach Manano helping out. Also Danny Walker in there, and at the bottom of the pile, Andrew Garza. Closed off that middle after a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. McCook trying to punch it in here and make a statement at the start of this 3rd quarter. The defense made a statement, got a 3-down-and-out stop. 2nd and 7, right up the middle. They work it to the fullback, Stuart Frazier. He'll take it to the 17-yard line. 3 more on the ground. And here's one of those intermediate plays coming up from McCook, 3rd and 4.
Always a tough play, this intermediate play. Of course, a long down. As a defense, you pretty much have an idea what's coming your way. But an intermediate play, it's a little bit different, especially with an offense, Kevin, that is so varied as McCook is and what they can do with that power and also with the pass at times. So we'll see how Ralston reacts. Backers a little bit deeper again.
3rd down and 4. Dutoit on the toss to Klug. Has a block out in front, and he is upended a yard shy of the 1st down. Jacob Chandler, I believe, was the man that got him around the ankles and dropped him a yard short.
Indeed it was. And when you see those backs for McCook set up tight there, the 2 or 3 times they've run that play, it's just a quick toss sweep, trying to get to the outside very quickly with Klug, and they do it right here. And there you see 65, Trevor Borg leading the way for McCook, and all coming up and making a play that creates 4th down.
4th down and a yard, and they will go for it from the 13 of Ralston. 7:37, flags fly, stopping the clock. 19-7, McCook leading, and flags are down. Movement along that line, and it may go against Ralston.
McCook is clapping their hands as if to say, yeah, it is going to go on Ralston. It's offsides. They encroached on the zone there, and it'll be a 1st down for McCook. Well, you can't help the cause out there if you're Ralston.
Boy, that's a painful one to take, too.
Absolutely.
Lining up in the neutral zone, offsides, and that costs you a huge 5 yards on 4th and short. You're all geared up, and then the penalty flag.
It's just really a tough situation to have to deal with for that Ralston defense. And time to bull the deck, as we used to say, Kevin.
1st and goal from the 8. Going up the middle with Klug, sheds 1 tackle down at the 5-yard line in the arms of Kyle Bowman.
Had a backer that time on the left side that stemmed up into the hole, taking that a gap there to his right. And Klug, again, trying to get into that area. Try to go off the right side over there by Luke Olson, the big right guard, 235-pounder.
2nd down and 5. From the 5 to get it into the end zone. They give it to Trent Lyons. He'll try to sneak it in, and he is in there for the touchdown. Trent Lyons, for the 6th time this year, takes it in for 6.
McCook running out of the wishbone that time. Lyons, 2 blockers up front there. They take it left side. Smocks over there. Nate Reich, a good block, just a hook block to take care of that defensive lineman on his nose. And then Trevor Borg clearing the way, along with the 2 backs out of the bone back there, and Lyons picks up the touchdown. And nothing but power all over that play. You saw it from the formation.
Lyons trying to finish off all 7 points, and the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked by Ralston. 2nd missed extra point of the night for McCook, and the score will hold at 25-7. McCook leading over Ralston.
7 plays, 39 yards. And Lyons, Trent Lyons, taking it in. He's a good football player. He's not a very big kid. 6 foot, 155. Great kicker, but he's played some great defense out of free safety spot. Good run support. Excellent football player.
Did you know that the average cost of attending a Nebraska Public University for 4 years is $42,000? You're wondering how to pay for your child's higher education. Tune in next month as NETV will help you answer many of these questions. Watch Countdown to College Wednesday, December 11th at 7:30 Central Time, only on NETV.
42 grand.
Yeah, if you ask really nicely, maybe Adrian Fiala will pick up the tab.
I'll just get out the old checkbook. How many do you need?
Yeah, how many college degrees you want?
I've only got 1 checkbook. 1 check left in it too, by the way. So.
It's already made pay to the order of somebody else. Sorry. Try again next time.
There are no numbers on the bottom of that check, though, so it's tough to route that thing. But back to the game here. 25-7. McCook taking a hold. And Kevin, they did what Jeff Gross wanted them to do. took control of the game in the early part of the third quarter.
Critchfield trying to turn it the other way for Ralston, down to the 24-yard line. And first down coming for the Ralston Rams. And this is a critical possession for this Ram offense. They've got to get something going here.
They really needed it that first time around. They definitely have to have it here. Otherwise, again, the confidence factor, that momentum thing we talk about all the time when we sit up here and call these games, becomes huge. And it is time now for Ralston to see if they can find some of the magic that they had right there that last series in the first half as they break the huddle.
24-yard line. First down and 10, trailing 25-7. Jacob Chandler, the quarterback, the junior. Gives it over to the left side. McCauley trying to get away. He sheds one tackle, but look at the coverage by McCook. So much speed, and Stuart Frazier brings him down for a loss.
Alan Shears, first of all, he's the guy that gets in there first to slow him down. Then Tyler Donahue comes up, and he has a hand in it, and that just gives everybody else in a white shirt a chance to get over there and make the tackle. Alan Shears, the replacement linebacker, stepping in. As you see.
Second down and 13. 3 wide receivers into the pattern, and a flag is down. Flag down again before the play gets started, and frustration starting to show on the Ralston Rams. And it will be a delay of game against Ralston. Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Jeff Gross is in his first ever state championship game. He came out of Kansas at Fort Hays, but this is first time at the state championships. It's not, however, for one of his assistants, Jeff Mollering. This is his 9th time in the state high school championships. He was with Cambridge, and in his games, his 8 games to this point, he was 7-1 coming in.
Pretty good percentage,
yeah,
but when you coach
like
at Cambridge, I mean, that's a perennial power in this state. Pressure coming. Chandler gets away and moves it forward for positive yardage to the 19-yard line. But elusiveness by Jacob Chandler, because when that rush came right up the middle, Chandler looked like he was sunk.
Well, again, Alan Shears, watch him here, number 8 coming right there, uncovered, untouched, and he just overruns it just a tad. You'll see his, no, we won't see the reaction, but he's back there, and he could just kick himself. He was kind of kicking himself a little bit on the play because he had a sure sack if he can make that play.
Third down and 15 from the 19-yard line. Ralston trailing 25-7, movement all over the place. And it looked like Jacob Chandler started to pull away from center before anything else happened. And that's not the first time, if that's the case, that they've had trouble with the center quarterback timing. But it is an offsides against McCook, so McCook moved it across.
That's what I thought. Again, take a look here. Defensive lineman's going to jump. Now, he's got to stay set, and the college is a new rule. See, he jumps, and he draws 61 Supich to the offside spot. That's a penalty, obviously, as you just saw, on the defense. College rule now, Kevin, as you probably know, is that those defensive people that are set down there have to stay set. They cannot try to draw the offense offsides, and that's what happened there.
Third down and 10 from the 24. So 5 yards for Ralston on the penalty. Now Chandler throwing out, got his man at the 25, McCauley at the 30. McCauley spinning ahead to the 35-yard line. He's got a first down for the Ralston Rams, and a huge conversion for Ralston on third down and 10.
Good job by Andrew Garza, the center, to get downfield and lay a block down. Everybody trying to get the job done down there. As McCauley gets it upfield, Kevin, he gets that first down, but Garza led the charge from that offensive line on that screen pass. Set it up just perfectly.
So a new set of downs, first and 10 from the 35. Chandler going straight up the middle to the fullback, Danny Walker. And Walker pushes it ahead to the 38-yard line. Walker on the year rushed for 306 yards. That's his second carry of the evening. He's got 8 yards rushing tonight. Second down, 7 from the 38-yard line for the Ralston Rams. Their leading rusher, Jade McCauley, 55 yards rushing for McCook. Ben Klug, 11 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Second and 7. Chandler runs the option. He'll keep it, and down he'll go. Frazier at the 39.5-yard line from behind again. That's a fullback from behind. Bring it down, a very speedy quarterback.
You know, the pressure that time was incredible. You had Frazier coming up the middle and Kyle Bedore coming up from the secondary to support there. He's number 34 on the play. And there was really nowhere for Chandler to go, and he saw that. He was reading that and then just trying to make whatever he could up inside. Third and that intermediate we talked about, Kevin. I like that.
A long and intermediate. 3rd and 6. A long intermediate here for the Ralston Rams. Quick throw over the middle, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted by McCook. The Bison come up with it, and a huge interception made on the pass over the middle. Looked like they had an opening, and just a great defensive play to step in and make the pick.
Kyle Bedore is the guy at number 34. We talked about him a moment ago. He was right there. He's the guy that tipped it.
Look at the catch by
Frazier. And then it was Frazier that caught up to it. He has a couple of receptions on the year, but that's a big one right there. Those receptions came on offense. This one comes on defense. And from my numbers, Kevin, I think that is his first pass interception of this season.
That's what I have as well. First and 10.
To do it.
I'd say so. State championship game, not a bad, and a great way to do it too. On the option, the toss out to Klug, using the speed to try to get to the corner. Ralston had people there, and Klug just made a miss down to the 38-yard line. He is a special runner, and he's showing it off here tonight.
Option play down the line, and now it's just all speed. There's a miss right there. 3 misses, actually. 1 right there, 2 and 3. And you got a guy that can do that. Boy, oh boy, you save a lot of linemen's blocks sometimes if you've had people to do that. But Klug has just shown us a great deal here tonight. After Spencer Walter went out of the ball game, one of their top runners, he has really taken over.
He is in the ball game because Spencer Walter went out. Walter with the bulk of the carries at the tailback spot this year, but Klug making a statement tonight as he tries to take it over the left side and a minimal gain. About a half-yard gain is all. From the 38 in between now the 37 and 38-yard lines. And McCook has done what they wanted to do in this third quarter, Aid. They wanted to come out, reassert that line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and I think they have done that here.
They wanted to take control of the game, and they have done that. They stopped Ralston in their first series, took the ball right back, went down and scored, lengthened the lead, and now control it again as we wind down this third quarter.
From the 38-yard line, 2nd down and 10. The toss to Klug. Frazier blocking out front. Klug slips 1 tackle. He slips another. Klug with a convoy headed for the end zone, and Klug with his 3rd touchdown of the night. Ben Klug scoring again. What a night this young man is having.
That carry right there is going to take him up close to 170 yards on the game, if not over it. You see Frazier leading the way to the outside, and then he's just stringing people out. It's not so much the blocking here as it is the speed and the quickness of Ben Klug. He just runs away from people. Amazing. 170 even on the evening so far.
What a night, and 3 touchdowns in the state championship game. There's still time to play. The extra point is good, and McCook starting to pull away in this one. They lead it over Ralston 32-7. As you look at the scoring drive again for the McCook Bison, 3 plays, 49 yards, and the big run by Klug.
Quick score, and again, you take a quick score, and it really dampens the spirits because Ralston's sitting over there. They know what's happening right now, and it's up to them to try to see if they can turn the tide on this ball game. There is some time left. There's an entire quarter of football to play. And as we used to talk about this all the time back in the good old college days, there's a lot of time in a game. A lot of things can happen, so you have to keep your head in the football game, try to get it done.
Would you and your business like to help bring programs like these to NETV? You can become a corporate sponsor along with other Nebraska businesses. Your contributions can support quality programming like the high school football game you're watching right now. Help support NETV by calling 1-800-634-6788. Three rushing touchdowns for Ben Klug, not the state record. The state record in any game of the playoffs is 5 touchdowns in any game. So he's a ways from that. But McCook is enjoying his performance tonight. Nevertheless, Lions will kick it off for McCook. line drive kick taken by the short man at the 30-yard line and moving it forward for Ralston. Number 40, Tim Ryskowski, with a decent return on the short line drive kick. And Ralston in good field position here at the 38-yard line. Now, can they put something together?
Good field position to try to do that, Kevin. Ryskowski, a backup fullback, handles the ball a little bit. Handled it 4 times this year and picked up about 15 yards. So he's no stranger to that sort of thing. Saw an opportunity here, took it, and put his team up near midfield.
32-7 McCook. Ralston trying to mount a comeback here late third quarter. McCauley will get the carry. And McCauley down at the 44-yard line. Tyler Donahue grabbing him from up top and from below. It's number 21, Trent Lyons.
Watch the block right there. That's Frazier blocking on Esterreich, or check it. The fullback Walker checking on Esterreich. And you just isolate on that end out there and make sure you occupy him. He did a great job of blocking. Good pickup on the play.
61 yards rushing, 3 catches, 38 yards for McCauley through the air tonight. 2nd and 4 from the 44. McCauley looking for running room. He's in trouble, cuts it back. McCauley still dancing behind the line, and he moves it forward near the line of scrimmage before he's finally snowed under. Luke Olson and Stuart Frazier finally track him down.
McCauley just trying to find daylight over there, but there is none. You saw the great job over there. Number 54, Reichs, trying to make the play, and he just keeps chasing, and McCauley just will not be denied until he gets the ball right back to the line of scrimmage after all that. That's tough on the body right there, though. You're expending a lot of energy, taking a few bumps in there, and really don't pick up a whole lot except to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 5 from the 43 of Ralston. Roll out by Chandler. He wants to run. Chandler is going to be a yard and a half shy of the first down. McCook is almost at this point unblockable on the outside.
Kevin, they're so quick on defense that it really is a problem. We're seeing that for Ralston. They just somehow they just are able to avoid what they need to avoid and make plays. All their players, not just a player or two, but all their players. And that last time out there on that play, they had almost 11 people up near the line of scrimmage. And again, Ralston not able to just get outside like they'd like. And it'll bring up number 4 here as they're going to go.
4th down and a yard to go. A long yard for Ralston. They need near the 49-yard line, and they're at the 47. Give up the middle. McCauley goes nowhere. Alan Shears in the backfield, and he laid him out at the 45.
Came right over the right side. Watch number 8 here. Uncovered all the way. McCook stemming up inside, stacking that line, and that's what happens. Ball goes over now, and boy, McCook, or check that, Ralston, again, an opportunity to keep it rolling right there, Kevin, get themselves back into this football game, or tried to, and it didn't happen. That McCook defense, boy, you know, we talked about it before the game got underway, before we went on the air, about how good their defense was, but they're better than I thought.
They're the real deal.
Yeah.
And Shears, one of those guys that came in for the injured players, Holtis and Walter, and he's picked up right where they left off. A little bit of a reverse, some trickery. Dutoit out front, blocking for Kochwar. And Kochwar down to the 38-yard line. He'll pick up 7 on a little double reverse for McCook. They're doing it all, every trick in the playbook.
Trying to use Klug here as somewhat of a decoy in that he's going to hand the ball and try to get everybody going that way, and then he hands off to Kochwar, and Kochwar's going to pick up some pretty good yardage here. There's Detroit.
Laying the block.
Just getting away, you know. You don't have to knock him down.
McCook on a roll here in the Class B state championship game. They lead at the end of 3, 32-7.
Oh, it's story time. We'll read the story about the big dog. Yes, on the way to school.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility. my child go to college?
Which one is best?
Where will the money come from?
What about books?
Room and board. Do you feel you have more questions than answers about your child's college education? Let us help. Countdown to College will have experts to answer your concerns about the next step of your child's learning. Watch Countdown to College.
Coming soon to NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV.
McCook 32, Ralston 7 as we start this fourth quarter of play. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, along with Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney, and a very weary NETV sports production crew. Tip of the cap to all of the folks on our crew this weekend. We put in some long hours, and the hours we put in triple that for what the crew has put in, and they'll continue to keep it up, and they just always do such a great job, and we're awfully proud to have them as our crew here at Nebraska ETV. Second down and 3, and right up the middle it goes to Stuart Frazier, and he'll churn forward for a first down to the 32-yard line. And a 1st and 10 coming for McCook as they continue to just power the football right at this Ralston defense.
Frazier, an all-stater last year, presumably will be that again this year, as he just continues to churn on offense, continues to tackle on defense, and take it up inside there behind that great offensive line that he has. Richard Schmuck that time, and Nate Reichs on the blocks up front.
1st and 10 from the 32. Cotchoir, the motion man. They want to throw. Dutoit fires it out, and it is incomplete. Intended at the 15-yard line for Rocky Esterreich, and the pass just a little bit low for Esterreich.
But again, good play action. Dutoit there getting the football out there, and trouble finding the handle with Esterreich downfield. But again, well done as far as the execution. It kind of reminds me, to some extent, Kevin, that play Kansas State, Nebraska. Well done as far as the pass to David Horn last week, and again, just not able to find the handle.
2nd down and 10. 32-yard line of Ralston. The give to Frazier, and he'll go nowhere. Terrific penetration. Number 70, Mike Huff, the first man in the backfield for Ralston, and he would not let go of Stuart Frazier.
280 pounds. We talked about Mike earlier on in the show. Tough guy to block down there. Working on the right side. People like Richard Schmock and Trevor Bohr get to deal with him. Sometimes you do it, and sometimes you don't. That time, Huff got the best of the deal.
He's huffing and puffing right now, is Huff. 3rd down and 9 from the 31. Out of the eye, Dutoit wants to set up the screen, fires it over the middle. Nice catch made by Esterreich, and he moves it forward to the 25-yard line. He's going to be 3 yards short of a first down. And that brings up 4th down for McCook.
What a great play here by Kyle Bowman, 17, as this play sets up. Good job by Dutoit to set it up. Oh, a little bit late coming there, but there you see Bowman, 17, coming across. He was actually blocked over there on the far left side. Got blocked, got up, came over, and made the hit. Again, youngsters watching the game, just because you get blocked in a ball game doesn't mean you stay down. You get up and go for it, and that's what Bowman did. Nice job.
Coming up on 10 minutes remaining, 4th down and 4. McCook will go from the 26-yard line of Ralston. Movement up front, and they got him to jump off sides. Dutoit using a cadence, it looked like, to get him off.
Indeed, Kevin, and again, in high school football, when you penetrate that neutral zone, that's it. Play doesn't go anywhere. It stops right there, and they throw the flag. As we have a conference now, we're going to talk about whether or not they were pulled offside. And apparently, by the reaction of Ralston,
delay of game.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, and that's strange.
So they'll call it against McCook. Jeff Gross looking for an explanation, and he finds one not to his liking.
The referee, well, will we hear it or not? No, we won't. But in college ball, that's the way they explain it on the defensive side. When the defensive side encroaches like that, they penalize. They do call it delay of game. So will that give Lions a chance here to get? I think it is.
They're going to bring on the field goal unit. The wind kind of coming crosswind now, blowing from right to left as the kicker Lyons will look at it. It'll be a 47-yard try, and it's a fake. They'll just pooch it, and Lyons will try to kill it inside the 5, and it'll bounce into the end zone for the touchback. So out to the 20-yard line it'll come for Ralston, trying to pooch punt it in there and just could not get the angle that he wanted. Well, coming up on December 3rd is the next edition of Big Red Wrap-Up, 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll have Colorado highlights, special guest, recruiting talk. Some of the folks we've had this year, if you've missed it, and if you've missed it, by gosh, where have you been, folks? Big Red Wrap-Up every Tuesday night following a Husker game here on NETV. I'll be there. Adrian Fiala will be there. And we've had guests like Bill Byrne, Eric Crouch,
Scott Frost, Chad Kelsey,
Rashawn Jackson, Kinney,
Matt
Jerry
Davison,
Taggy, all the big names.
Kinds of guys. You bet. Tune us in.
From the 20, first down and 10. Ralston looking to put something together. Chandler on the option. He'll keep it, and he'll break a tackle across the 30, and a big run for Jacob Chandler. And he moves it out to the 37-yard line, and a 17-yard carry for the quarterback Chandler.
Looking like option here. Good lead block right there. As we talked about earlier, Walker on the block there, and then it's just speed again. Good block to the outside there. You saw number 3, Jack Critchfield, taking that support corner out of the picture. So they pick up another first down, trying to make it go here with 9:30 left in the ball game.
Ralston Rams at 9-3 on the year, trying to rally from a big deficit here in the fourth, trailing 32-7. First down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Motion coming from left to right. Ralston, Chandler will swing it out of the backfield, finds McCauley. McCauley gets to the corner, and he's out of bounds at the 41-yard line. McCauley trying to find some running room, but McCook just does not allow too much to happen on those outside corners.
Good play action fake here, but just it happens so quickly. You throw the swing pass out. You need to get the ball out there quick so you can give your back time to try to get upfield and create some one-on-one situations and maybe get the ball further upfield. And again, the defense has just reacted so quickly to that. Let's take a quick look here after this play, Kevin.
2nd and 7 from the 40. They give it to McCauley. He'll spin it to the outside, looking to find a little crease, and Trent Lyons is out there to shut him down. Good gain, though, from the 40 to the 46. He's a yard short of the first down.
Now, keep in mind, Trent Lyons is playing free safety. He's right in the middle of the field. He's about 12 to 15 yards off the football, coming all the way from that position, all the way to the far edge to make there. You see him right there. Look at this. Well, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I beg your pardon. You fooled me, guys. There he is, Trent Lyons, showing some good savvy there. But we'll take a look at the numbers here in a minute.
3rd down and 1 from the 46. And right up the middle, the ball pops free at the end of the play, and it'll be recovered by Ralston. Chandler pops onto it at the 46-yard line. It's a yard and a half shy of the first down, and 4th down coming for the Rams.
Ralston has picked up 133 yards on the ground, 51 yards through the air, 4 of 11 passing, and a total of 184 for Ralston tonight. But really, from the looks of things, you'd say that McCook really has controlled this game from a defensive standpoint, Kevin, almost all the way, except for that series right there in the second quarter.
4th and 1 from the 46. Ralston will go for it, trying to draw McCook off sides, and they'll take the timeout. McCook would not budge, and so Chandler uses the Rams' first timeout with 7:40 remaining here in the fourth, trailing 32-7 to McCook. Well, if you'd like to get a copy of this high school football state championship game or any of the high school football state championship games of the last 3 days, we make it very easy for you. Just log on to net.unl.edu and click on the sports link, or pick up the phone and call 1-800-228-4630. NETV, Nebraska's home for sports, and your home for a keepsake copy of any of the 2002 high school state football championships.
Again, tune in to Big Red Wrap-Up and get on the phones and order a tape, and you'll get your football fix, your athletic fix, and
honestly,
we aim to please.
We've given you people a long to-do list tonight. You got to watch Big Red Wrap-Up next Tuesday. You've got to order some tapes. There's plenty of stuff to watch coming up on Nebraska ETV.
And I get to write a check for college education.
Adrian Fiala's paying college educations for people. I mean, it's been a very intriguing night. 4th down and a yard coming for the Ralston Rams as they come off the timeout. Obviously trailing 32-7 in the state championship game. You go for it here, and they will. Trying to keep this drive going. Get a little confidence build as they did at the end of the first half. Chandler giving to McCauley, and McCauley brought down in the backfield. Kyle Bador penetrating, got off a block, and dropped him for a loss.
Keith Robertson trying to block Kyle Bador over here. Does not get the job done, and Bador makes the tackle, and the ball goes over. Again, on a play like that, everybody's got to get their job done. That's what we call execution on the play. And that didn't happen right there. A missed block, and it creates a loss, and the ball goes over.
I know there's a lot of frustration on that sideline right now for the Ralston Rams, but there's a lot of frustration for most teams when they play McCook this season. This is a good football team.
Absolutely, Kevin. We talked about as the play develops here.
And it'll be Klug gaining nothing on the play. It's dropped by Mike Huff for no gain.
This defense has allowed 51 points through the season, but the first team defense, while they've been in there, as Jeff said earlier, has allowed only 17 points total through the year. And again, that's just over just a little over 1 point a game for the opposing team. That's just a phenomenal number to almost shut out everybody with your first team defense.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Dutoit, a lot of running room. Dutoit flips a tackle. One man to beat. Dutoit, great balance, and he's dropped at the 12-yard line. From behind, Ryan Forrest caught him, but Dutoit made 3 players miss on his way to the 12.
They all have speed, too. They all have quickness, as you see a good block right there. They didn't get the name of that bus, but again, he slips a tackle out there. So a good block by Dustin Petty out there with the wide receiver spot. And then it's all Dutoit and his speed and quickness from that point on.
From the 12, 1st down and 10 for McCook. Trying to put the exclamation point on this one. Dutoit on the option pitch. He's got his man Klug. Klug at the 5, runs into his own man at the 1-yard line, and down he goes. 1st and goal from the 1 for McCook.
I think it was Matt Huff that he ran into, and if he doesn't do that, you see the block right there by Trevor Borg. Again, a great seal block by Borg. And Huff was actually coming over to try to put a block on that defensive back right there, but kind of got right in the path of Klug on the play. Klug up to 181 yards now, Kevin.
Klug with 3 touchdowns on the night. 1st down and goal for McCook from the 1-yard line, leading 32-7. Dutoit, he'll sneak it himself, and he's into the end zone for the score. Trey Dutoit. He rushed for 17 coming into play tonight. Tacked 1 more on with his first rushing touchdown of the evening.
Takes him up to 71 yards as he just sees that motion coming right to left. A little bit of a distraction for the defense. Thinking about that flash play that we talked about where it's time to handoff is time but full speed with that motion man. And then he just takes a snap and goes over. Pretty easy.
Lions will try the extra point, and the kick is good. And that tacks on 1 more to McCook's lead, and with 6:17 to go in the 4th quarter. McCook is just that far away from their first ever state championship. McCook's been a runner-up twice, in 1980 and in 1994, but never crowned champions, and they're in the driver's seat right now. Well, as we started this thing on Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, we came on the air. The folks that you're seeing, parts and members of our Nebraska ETV sports production crew, they were here, well, a lot earlier than you and I were, Abe. I can tell you that. Setting this up, putting everything together.
Through the weather.
And they have just put in some extremely long hours to bring you coverage of all 6 classes of the state high school football championships. They are the best crew in the business, and they are, after this weekend, the most underpaid crew in the business. So honestly, they need more money, and then they need to do they just do such a great job. You can't give them enough, but what a job they've done. What yeoman's work all weekend long. And well, tip of the cap to all of the folks on our Nebraska ETV sports production crew. They are a crew that would certainly make all of Nebraska proud.
And as you saw from the different angles and different spots and everywhere in the stadium, again, another cranny or another nook or another place that might seem untoward for most people, Kevin, especially when the wind is blowing or sometimes the elements come up. We've been fortunate in a lot of ways with that the last 3 days, but they deal with it. They deal with it extremely well. Great professionalism. Great to have them on the team and be part of their team.
39-7, McCook with the lead. And Ralston, McCauley gets the kickoff, going right up the middle of the field and right down at the 20-yard line. There is just nothing McCook can't do well right now.
And they don't let up. You saw it right there. I mean, here's a kickoff team. Again, just great pursuit to the football. Very aggressive behavior. Taking it out on that offense down there, the kick team, and just a great sign of a team that's well coached and knows the fundamentals well, and they know what they have to do to be successful on the football team. It's not only offense, defense, but special teams, and you saw it right there with that great aggressive play and pursuit to the ball game. Even though this game is pretty much over for all practical purposes, they're still playing at an all-out pace on kickoffs.
Jacob Chandler will man the patrols once again for the Ralston Rams. Fires it out. It is caught at the 25-yard line, brought down at the 27-yard line. Ryan Shoup with his first reception of the evening.
Shoup in motion on this play. He came in motion and then just drifted out into the flat. Wide open out there. Tough for that backer to keep track of him when he's coming motion left or right, to find him until he crosses your vision. And then you have to react quickly. And again, the backer not reacting quickly enough, and he gets out there and makes a grab.
Second down and a yard for Ralston. Chandler moves into the shotgun. Fakes the inside handoff. He'll keep it himself. And Chandler at the 30-yard line, brought down by Alan Shears, but he should have a first down and 10 for Ralston. And the Rams, tip your cap to those folks as well. They're down big in this championship game, but they're still playing. They're still fighting. They're still trying to figure out a way to get something going against a very, very good McCook Bison team. No question about it.
You bet, Kevin. There's a reason that they got here. It was that toughness, that persistence. They beat the #1 seed, the #2 seed, #4 seed. And again, they're going to just keep going at it, even though they know that chances are real slim that they're going to catch up or even win the game. But they're still going to stay after it. Kevin, tonight's attendance, 6,011. And for 3 days, 28,292. Thank you, Nebraska fans.
Nice crowd on hand. And a nice crowd on hand tonight. And of that 6,000, Jeff Gross expected there would be about 3,500 to 4,000 from McCook in attendance tonight. They have followed their team really well all year.
Everywhere around the league and wherever they play, the team was there. Great support.
First down and 5 after the penalty against McCook. Chandler fires it out. He's got a man out there. Shoup, nice catch at midfield. Oh, he got just waylaid. That catch made not by Shoup, but by Jack Critchfield. And Critchfield got hit hard, and I believe he's going to go on. He may have been banged into. Nope, he's all right.
He's excited about it. Hit him right in the deep seam down there. It was Adam Kochwar that upended him. You saw Drew Wilson coming on behind there. But Kochwar is the guy that gave him the hit. Still trying to regain his composure a little bit, but hey, Ralston on the move here.
First down and 10 from midfield, trailing 39-7. And up the middle, McCauley gains very little. Shears makes the tackle at midfield. It's a half-yard across into McCook territory, and it'll be second down and still 10 yards to go.
Have to tip your hat to Alan Shears tonight also. He stepped in as been a backup linebacker most of the year, although he had 42 tackles coming into the game. But he steps in when Jeff Holthus and Spencer Walter go out with broken legs. Walter leading the club with 106 tackles. Holthus 66.
From the 50, the toss to the left side. McCauley with a little bit of running room, and he's tripped up on the play. Number 11, Dustin Petty, with his first tackle of the night for McCook. McCook starting to work in some of the second string into the defensive unit, giving everybody a chance to taste action here in the state championship game in Lincoln.
Well, Kevin, 11 seniors returned to this football team this fall for McCook, and around that nucleus, such a strong football team was built. And now Jeff Gross, their head coach, trying to build it again here as the season winds down.
3rd and 4 from the 44. Looking to throw, eludes the pressure. Chandler rolls it out, lofts it up, and it's too tall for John Klinker on the sideline. He floated it out there, but it just sailed a little bit on Jacob Chandler, the quarterback.
Good pressure that time by McCook. Defensive line coming right through. I think that was 89 Zach Vorkwartson coming through. 6'3", 200 pounds, good-sized young man.
McCook, the Warriors that they are, been on the road most of the season. 6 of their first 7 games were road games this year. So they got used to wearing those white jerseys, and they've been a lucky jersey for this team this year, and it looks like they're going to be lucky again. 4th and 4. Chandler steps up. He's got running room. He's got the first down, and Ralston keeps the drive alive as Chandler scoots ahead to the 36-yard line.
Got 3 receivers going straight down the field trying to find one of those people open. That did not happen. And so Chandler sees the lane there. Takes it on down. Was that Muhlenkamp that made the tackle? I think it was Jared Muhlenkamp.
Whole host of new defensive players in for McCook. We'll try to get as many of them as we can on the 36-yard line. It's 1st down and 10. Chandler looks to throw. Fires it out. Man wide open. It's Klinker at the 20, at the 15, and dropped at the 13-yard line as Klinker makes the catch. And a big first down for Ralston. Tackle made for McCook by number 84, and that's Sean Koppel.
Chandler again, that pump fake. As you see Klinker finding a hole in that zone defense back there, a wide seam between the under coverage and the over-the-top coverage. And Klinker finds it. Catches the football, puts his team down in scoring position here. And again, tip your hat to Ralston there, Kevin, as you said a moment ago. Staying right after it.
They are battling. 3:05 remaining in the 4th quarter, down 39-7. Throwing the fade to the corner of the end zone, and the pass is caught for the touchdown. Klinker with the catch, 13 yards out for the score, and Ralston is on the board again.
Rico Quezada over there. He's 5'5". He's playing that right corner, trying to defend against Klinker, who is 6'4". So they got the mismatch that they wanted. And there you see it's very evident from that. Quezada giving it all he had to make the play down there. But it is indeed a touchdown for Ralston.
And a well-thrown ball by Chandler put it right on the money. And now the extra point try for the Rams. And the kick is good, and the Rams close the gap. 39-14, McCook leading with 2:56 to go. Ralston with 2 timeouts remaining. And you look at the scoring drive, impressive. 9 plays, 80 yards, and 3 minutes and 16 seconds elapsed off that drive.
There you see John Klinker taking a little bit of a blow right there as that water bottle. He's trying to get it back and get back in the ball game.
Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Guys, it's been a great 3 days, the Nebraska High School State Football Championships, and the attendance has been remarkable. You think about a couple of days ago when Creighton brought all those folks down from Northeast Nebraska. Last night, a new Class A record, and then tonight, 6,000 in attendance, and the 28,000 3-day total is a new Nebraska State Football Championships record. And about 5,000, maybe not quite that many, but a lot of fans from McCook making the trip down. And we talked with Jeff Gross before the game about how well his fans have traveled this season, and it's really been remarkable. He said when they played at Crete, they had more fans in the stands at Crete than Crete did. It's been remarkable how well they've traveled, and they certainly showed up tonight as well.
Now they're going to show up and see a state championship, too, barring a miracle comeback.
You know, Kevin, a great football team at McCook. We're seeing it so well right in front of us here live and in color tonight. And then you think about that great golf course here in the Hills.
The kicker fakes tripping. They kick it with the man behind, and the ball is picked up at the 46-yard. I've never seen that before.
No, that's a new one for me, too.
The kicker fakes falling down. The man from behind kicks the ball, and it goes 6 yards, which is well short. We got to watch this again if we can. Now watch this. Whoops, I fell down. And now I'm going to kick it.
I really have not seen that ever in my career as a player or a broadcaster, and very innovative, let's put it that way.
It's like a Three Stooges comedy routine.
Ian Delade is the youngster that kicked the football, number 11. their field goal kicker also. That was, tell you what, that's about as creative as I've ever seen it right there.
You know what?
It's terrific.
Tyler Zahn, if he drew that up, and his coaching staff, that's great. I love that. Guy takes that header, and the guy behind tries to kick, and if he gets it off, everybody thinks the kicker fell down.
Yeah,
I did. I was about to say, oh my gosh, he fell down.
Now, if the ball only went 5 yards, so there's a penalty right there. But if it goes 10 yards, and everybody's sort of letting up on, they're going, hey, it's maybe not a play. But again, in sports, till you hear that whistle, hear the call from the referees, the umpires, whoever it may be, you better keep going after it.
Well, let's see if they try it again. They'll back it up 5, and Ralston will kick one more time. So ready to kick, we think, Brett Quine, although that's not a guarantee as we saw that last play. Could be anybody of those 11 out there wearing red, white, and blue. Quine approaching. And he just pooch kicks it into that open area, and then they hope that they can outrace everybody to the ball. And let's see, the ball popped free, and Ralston may have recovered it. Nope, it'll be McCook. McCook gets the football. The Rams, that was their last gasp hope. They were hoping to get that one back, but they couldn't pull it in.
Good effort by Quine there to try to get the ball in that area, and if you have enough speed on the coverage team, almost happened there. We almost saw enough speed to get into the mix down there to knock that ball loose and come up with it, or else come up with it just while it's kind of rolling around there on the ground. But again, that never say die attitude. Great to see Ralston trying to do everything they can to get the ball back and get another score on the board.
Drew Wilson now in at quarterback for McCook. Give going up the middle, and the carry for a couple of yards. As you look at Drew Wilson, the quarterback, 5'7", 160-pound sophomore, getting a look here tonight and getting a chance to play in the state championship game. And this only can help the future of McCook football, a chance to get these guys into a game like this.
A couple of things, it gives them the experience of their life thus far, and it also sets the stage, Kevin, for what's going to happen next fall. And a little taste of the state championship will go a long ways when those workouts come by in the winter and in the spring.
Carry up the middle. Big hit leveled on Alex Beam. And Beam, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore, picks up a yard out to the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 7. With a minute 55 to play fourth quarter. McCook 39 and Ralston 14. The widest margin of any of the state championships so far. We've had so many close, hard-fought defensive battles throughout these 3 days of state championships, and McCook really the exception to the weekend.
Well, they were clearly the favorite coming in and did everything to show why that characterization was made.
Carry up the middle for Adam Haig, and he moves it ahead to the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup on the play of 4 yards, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 2, and the punt unit will come on for McCook. Clock continues to run, 1:08 and counting here in this fourth quarter.
It's really the first 3 series of the third quarter that really told the tale as far as this game goes, because we heard Jeff Gross before he went in at halftime. Halftime or when he came out?
He came out
at halftime. He talked about 3 and out, controlling the ball, and then taking it back down and scoring, and it's exactly what McCook did. And that set the stage for the second half here.
Lions gets off a wobbly punt. It'll take a McCook bounce and trickle out of bounds near the 27-yard line. And Ralston will have it 1st down and 10 from there with 36 seconds to play in the Class B State High School Football Championship.
Jeff Gross along the sideline with his staff. And he does have a staff, I want to tell you. John Gum, Chad Lyons, Jeff Nollering. We heard about him earlier. Dan Shears, Ron Coleman, Russ Schlegert.
And here comes the bucket. Oh, and Jeff Gross got it. Let me tell you, folks, it's about 38 degrees down there, and he loves it. And here comes another bucket. The assistant coaches are getting it. Ice all over the field, and celebrations beginning on the McCook sideline.
That might be the best one I've ever seen.
Mike Nissen in at quarterback now for Ralston. Nissen will throw. wings it out, and the catch made at the 41-yard line by Matt Ajuwaga. And Ajuwaga pulls it in at the 41-yard line.
Nice little curl-in route that is by Ajuwaga. His 5th catch on the year. Just a sophomore. So again, Ralston trying to put some base in their football team for the future. Is see Matt Ajuwaga with a good catch.
From the 41, first down and 10. Nissen looks to throw again. Fires it out, and Ajuwaga right into the ice. It's all over the field from the buckets dumped on the coaches, and it's out of bounds for a second down play coming up.
Good route that time by Ajuwaga. Had my eyes right on him. Came down about 7 yards and tried to clean up the field here. Actually, with again, with any time left on the clock, kind of a dangerous situation down there, so you have to be very careful when you're coming down that sideline. But Ajuwaga, nice little out route, squared out about 7 yards, 8 yards, and just couldn't connect with the football.
14 seconds remain, second down and 10. Nissen, play fake, wings it out, and it's tipped away and incomplete. Tipped there by Brad Ackerman for McCook, third down and 10. So Tyler Zahn will be a little disappointed in this effort tonight. Not maybe in the effort, but in the result of this game tonight. And Ralston will build again for next year. Jeff Gross, of course, will celebrate this one, as will the entire city of McCook. It's a community building thing, he said beforehand about this season, and really has been for McCook. Third down and 10, and the give goes up the middle, and that'll do it. Ralston hands off to Mark Van Ornum, and that will do it. McCook, your Class B state high school football champions. They win it tonight 39-14 over the Ralston Rams. McCook started the year in dominating fashion, beating Gearing 62-6, and they close it as dominating as they started.
Certainly did, Kevin. Again, this defense they have, I think probably the best defense I've seen in the high school football here this year. And man, quick, fast, domineering, taking no guff, and very aggressive. Great talent, outstanding to see that. Tip your hat to Jeff Gross and his staff for what he has put together in terms of that defense and their offense.
39-14, McCook, your state champs in Class B here in Lincoln.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
It's fast and furious. It's volleyball the Nebraska way. Find out the latest news from the team right from the source, Coach John Cook. Go behind the scenes with the John Cook Volleyball Show, Tuesday nights at 8 Central Time, only on any TV2. Nebraska Volleyball. It'll take your breath away.
NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
NETV sports coverage of the 2002 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by ACE, the Public Alliance for Community Energy, your hometown choice for natural gas. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. And by NPPD, always there when you need us. McCook wins it 39-14, your Class B state champions tonight here at Memorial Stadium, along with Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney, and our entire Nebraska ETV sports production crew. I'm Kevin Kugler, and what a championship season for the McCook Bison. Disappointment, obviously, on the Ralston side, but don't hang your head, guys. What a season you had as well, making it from the wild card spot all the way to the title game. A Cinderella story for the Ralston Rams, but the clock has struck midnight, and the Bison were the ones that banged the gong on that clock.
Absolutely, Kevin. This is a very, very good football team, and we've extolled their their ability here all through the ball game. So Ralston, nothing to be ashamed of, though. Good season.
Let's go to our public address announcer, Dave Shalene, for the Class B awards presentation.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is happy to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The awards presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control member Nate Steineman from Southern Valley and U.S. Bank representative Tom Kosacek. Here are the awards for Class B runner-up Ralston. Will head coach Tyler Zahn and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Matt Ajuwoda. Number 2, Jade McCauley. Number 3, Jack Critchfield. Number 5, Joe Bewley. Number 7, Mike Nyson. Number 8, Ryan Shoup. Number 10, Jacob Chandler. Number 11, Eon DeLate. Number 13, Chris Henning. Number 14, Justin Harrington. Number 17, Kyle Bowman. Number 20, Ryan Forrest. Number 21, John Klinker. Number 22, Alex Quint. Number 23, Dan Payne. Number 24, Chris Chamberlain. Number 26, Justin Turkle. Number 28, Eric Maresh. Number 30, James Cronican. Number 31, Dade Stoll. Number 32, Chad Kennedy. Number 33, Mark Van Ornum. Number 34, James Stellick. Number 35, Jared Alexander. Number 37, Joe Wynn. Number 40, Tim Ruskowski. Number 43, Joe Casper. Number 44, Jeremy Sevick. Number 46, Luke Olson. Number 47, Jordan Prusha. Number 48, Danny Walker. Number 50, Kyle Robertson. Number 51, Eric Moses. Number 52, Dan Tomasello. Number 53, Tim Pohl. Number 54, John Zarowski. Number 55, Andrew Garza. Number 56, Brad Utterback. Number 57, Jeff Belmont. Number 59, Bo Harimza. Number 61, Mike Supich. Number 62, Tony Vizano. Number 63, Jordan Caniglia. Number 65, John Riggs. Number 66, Bill Kophold. Number 68, Joseph Crampton. Number 70, Mike Huff. Number 73, Nate Kinsel. Number 75, Tim Roberts. Number 76, Zach Manono. Number 77, Chris Eccles. Number 78, Jerry Saab. Number 80, Jake Tostenson. Number 82, Brett Quine. Number 83, Josh Fisher. Number 84, Anthony Bizon. Number 85, Brady Hastings. Number 87, Keith Robertson. Number 88, Jake McMillan. Number 90, Andrew Grondette. And number 99, Larry Takechi. And now, here's the 2002 Class B runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Ralston High School.
The Ralston Rams, your runners-up here in Class B with the loss tonight, 39-14, ending their season at 9-4, but a tremendous year for Tyler Zahn and the Ralston Rams as they make it all the way to the state championship game and run into, obviously, the best team in the state. And I'll tell you this, Abe, I think McCook could compete with a lot of teams in a lot of different classes.
Kevin, no doubt about that. I don't know if they could hang with the, a couple of top like we saw last night, but a lot of the other Class A teams, no question about that, they can hang. Ralston has one bright spot to look at, though. They picked up 263 yards of total offense against the McCook defense that through the season, Kevin, was giving up just 129. So that's a pretty good accomplishment right there, even though some folks might say, well, they picked a little bit of that up in the late stage of the game. No, that was right steady, right straight through the ball game. So good effort by the Ralston Rams to get that done.
Back to our public address announcer, Dave Shalene, to meet the champions, the McCook Bison.
Now to the champions from McCook High School. First, head coach Jeff Gross, we have a special award for you. Now, coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 2, Matt Beckenhauer. Number 3, Ben Klude. Number 4, Adam Patois. Number 5, Trey Dutoit. Number 6, Derek Ruppert. Number 7, Aaron Purvis. Number 8, Alan Shears. Number 9, Mitch Free. Number 10, Drew Wilson. Number 10, Rico Cruzada. Number 11, Dustin Petty. Number 15, Jeff Holthus. Number 19, Paul Kinney. Number 20, Brandon Park. Number 21, Trent Lyons. Number 22, Adam Hegg. Number 23, David McCorkle. Number 24, Cade Lines. Number 24, Mason Pohl. Number 25, Matt Huff. Number 30, Spencer Walter. Number 31, Brian Gaston. Number 32, Alex Beam. Number 33, Jared Muhlenkamp. Number 34, Kyle Bedore. Number 35, Seth Shudaru. Number 40, Brooks Snyder. Number 42, Mark Rogers. Number 43, Brad Ackerman. Number 44, Brendan Weiss. Number 45, Stuart Frazier. Number 48, Ross Jones. Number 52, Derek Sailors. Number 54, Nate Wright. Number 55, Luke Olson. Number 56, Ryan Salfeld. Number 58, Kip Bradley. Number 60, Tim Dixon. Number 62, Carl Shaddock. Number 63, Jeff Leister. Number 64, J.C. Doolin. Number 65, Trevor Board. Number 66, Ross Siss. Number 68, Richard Smock. Number 70, Ryan Wheelbarger. Number 73, Tony Aguilar. Number 74, Ryan Farrell. Number 77, Talon Darling. Number 80, Josh Knott. Number 81, Teddy Chancellor. Number 82, Jason Bassett. Number 84, Sean Capel. Number 85, Tyler Donahue. Number 86, Zach Coburn. Number 87, Jeremy Young. Number 88, Rocky Estrick. And number 89, Zach Volgarsen. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2002 Class B State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, McCook High School.
McCook, the champions of Class B. All the players got medals, and a statement about the kind of coach Jeff Gross is. He made sure his managers, his team managers got medals. Tyler Beek and Josh Lytle got You got the managers' medals, the same medals as the rest of the team. Congratulations to McCook, and congratulations to Jeff Gross and all of the Bison. A tremendous win tonight, 39-14, the victory, winning them their first ever Class B state championship. Always a great sight to see the smiles and the excitement and just the joy that you see in a high school face and their families when this sort of thing happens, Kevin. And, you know, Riley Jane Hamilton interviewed a Class B coach, and she wanted to know, how do you beat this McCook team? And he said probably the best way to beat the McCook team is make sure the bus driver takes the wrong turn when he's going to the ball game. So, anyway, great job by the McCook Bisons. It was a championship effort tonight, and Larry Putney standing by with Jeff Gross.
Jeff, first state championship for you, first state championship for McCook.
Hey, it is awesome. This is a championship for the whole town, for the community, for everybody that ever played McCook Bison football. This is for you. This group worked their tails off, but they helped make this happen.
You step back and take a look at some of the numbers that this team put up this year. This was truly a phenomenal team.
Oh, it's staggering, and I said it right after the game. There's very few teams that get ranked #1 from the first day of the season to the end, and never look back. We were #1 offensively, #1 defensively, #1 scoring, everything, and we got it done, and it's just a phenomenal group of kids, and the speed of this team just showed through, and you know, we're proud to take this thing back to McCook and to the fans of Western Nebraska, because they deserve one.
This will obviously be a memory you'll never forget this night, but outside of this championship, what are you going to remember the most about this team? The relationships with these seniors. Geez, I'll get choked up if I talk about it too much. These kids have bonded with my family. They're in my heart, and I will stay so close to these guys. I didn't just coach 16 kids. I'm going to have 16 best friends for the rest of my life, because they're just phenomenal kids, and I love being around them. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything.
Jeff Gross, one of the real good guys in high school football coaching, and a champion at McCook. No doubt about it, Kevin. You know, he said before we got underway, he said if our defense can play like they've played all year, we should be in pretty good shape. They were in pretty good shape. They were in good shape tonight. They got plenty of yardage on the ground. They got Ben Klug to step in with 3 touchdowns and 181 yards rushing. They got what they needed. They got a big special teams play. In other words, they got what champions get in state tournament time. They got championship play, and we saw a lot of championship play over the 6 games in the last 3 days here at Memorial Stadium. You bet, Kevin. Want to commend everybody, winners and the people that came in second, for the effort that they put forth here in these ball games. You all had great years, win or lose in these finals. You had great years. Keep it going, and keep it going for Nebraska football as we wind this up. Well, that'll do it for a very busy week here at Memorial Stadium. Once again, your champions in Class B, the McCook Bison, win it 39-14. And now for